massive night for the Socceroos. Football never sleeps, football never stops. It's 1-0 Australia.
Brandon Barilla doing it for Australia.
And hits it, what a strike! But never ever right off the Socceroos.
The Socceroos took another step toward the 2026 World Cup with a 2-0 win over Lebanon 5 days ago. And tonight, these sides meet again in the nation's capital, Canberra. Nestled between Sydney and Melbourne, home to a host of cultural icons, including Parliament House, the National Gallery, Portrait Gallery and War Memorial. Australia's history is waiting to be uncovered. And if you dig a little deeper, you'll find incredible spots to relax and unwind in the scenic wine region that produces some stellar drops. The food, art and cultural scene has something for everyone, and it is where this evening a record sold-out crowd will welcome the men in green and gold to GIO Stadium as the Socceroos and Lebanon will meet again live across Network 10 and Paramount+. What a night we have ahead of us. Over 20,000 fans are streaming in through the gates here in the glorious Canberra. I'm Tara Rushton. It's great to have your company and to be joined by a couple of men who have donned the green and gold. Luke, great to see you.
Good evening, Tara.
Alex Broski, great to see you as well.
You too.
It is so good to be back here in Canberra. The Socceroos haven't played here in nearly 5 years. Both of you played here as well a little while ago, but it's absolutely heaving and the most perfect conditions for a football match.
It is. It's great to be back. Look, it's been a long time between drinks. Obviously, fond memories being here. And look, it's fantastic to see the turnout that we're getting here. You know, it's starting to build here. It's a perfect night for football. So exciting times in Canberra tonight.
The sellout sign went out just a little bit earlier, Broski. We were hearing it was stand-up zone only, and now those have all gone.
They have, and look, this is obviously the last time the boys played here, and relatively unknown at that time, Harry Sutar getting himself on the score sheet a couple of times and making himself known to the Australian public very, very quickly with those goals, and obviously from there has gone on to do incredible things, not just for the green and gold. So hopefully tonight he can get another couple.
And what about this guy here and that guy alongside me as well? This game against Malaysia 2011, Luke Wilkshire, Alex Brosk, a double, 5-0 the final result. I'm just unsure of who was the man of the match. Was it Luke Wilkshire or was it Alex Brosk?
Well, I didn't score many, so maybe because I got a goal, but I think Broski with a brace. But look, like I said, good times. We've had it's a good hunting ground here with 2 5-0 scorelines in the past, so hopefully we get more tonight.
Got some good memories of that night, or can you not remember Broski?
No, my memory's terrible. I do remember that night though, because I didn't play many Socceroos matches, so that one was one I remembered.
It's always the way. Broski will say to you, can you remember that time when you put on the green and gold, and you'll go, I can't remember being in that one, but you were. We've got the vision to back it up. Let's take a look at where the Socceroos sit right now, because if they get the result tonight against Lebanon, they well and truly are into the final round of qualifiers into the World Cup in 2026. Here are their results so far: 7-0 against Bangladesh, 1-0 against Palestine and 2-0 against Lebanon. And it's solid team to see the zip alongside them, clean sheets the whole way through.
Yeah, and that's something to pride yourself on. Look, I think we touched on it before, that defensively we're fantastic. We're probably one of the best, if not the best defensively in Asia. The question marks are going forward. Look, yes, we've scored 7 goals in the opening game, but you know, that fluidity going forward and goals is something we look to improve on.
Chance to work on that here though, right tonight, Broski?
It is. Look, I think that's probably the only area. We saw it off the Asian Cup and we questioned it going into the game the other night, but the 2 up front, I liked, you know, for the most part, it worked quite well. It gave us more options going forward. We did see a bit more creativity. It didn't end up with a lot of chances, but hopefully with another week's training, we'll see more tonight.
Well, this man, he announced himself to the Australian fans of the Socceroos in his last time here in Canberra. It's Harry Sutar. Let's hear from him now.
Well, Harry, back in your happy place here where you scored 2 goals on debut, you're looking for a few nice new memories here. A few more goals would be nice tonight, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I said it the other night, obviously this place is quite special to me. Obviously made my debut here and got my first goal here, so yeah, a lot of happy memories, and yeah, if we can replicate that night tonight, it'd be great.
Craig Goodwin back in the side as well. I mean, he'll be looking for you. Tell us about your combination, I guess your relationship on the field.
Yeah, it's brilliant, you know, knowing, you know, you're playing with someone that can, you know, put the ball exactly where you want it. I think if you look at my goals, he's got probably more than 50% of my assists. So yeah, it's great to have him back. Obviously, he was feeling a bit under the weather the last game, but you know, with his leadership qualities and what he brings to the team, it's a massive boost for us.
What about on the defensive end? Because Lebanon came at you pretty hard at the back end of the game last week.
Yeah, of course, obviously, with the score being 2-0, obviously they had nothing to lose, so of course they were going to come forward and go for it. You know, we'd expected that, and yeah, we could have handled it a little bit better, but you know, we've worked on some things in training to put that right, and yeah, hopefully tonight will be a clean sheet.
Best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well.
I like that as well. Harry Souttar is nearly tall as the board behind him there, big bopper that he is. Taking a look at the starting lineup tonight, Graham Arnold, he does make wholesale changes, a few forced with injuries to Riley McGree and Geordie Boss, and with Keanu Bacchus out suspended. The headline team is that Aiden Hrustic starts for the first time since September 2022 after a stellar performance off the bench on Thursday night. Craig Goodwin is back on the left-hand side of attack. He's back from recovery from a virus. Mitchell Duke gets the nod up top to start alongside Cassini Yengi. And the final change comes at right back with Gethin Jones in for Nathaniel Atkinson. So we've got the two at the top yet again, team. Striker to striker, Alex Bross talking about Mitchell Duke and Cassini Yengi. Mitchell Duke, we know what we're going to get out of him. With Mitchell Duke, though, I know his team's gone up to J1 in the Japanese League. He's only played about 30 minutes or so of football. Does that play any part to what we see from him out here tonight?
Well, that's what makes that call somewhat surprising for me. I thought Taggart would have been given another chance, given the form that he's in, you know, and given the fact that Arnie mentioned heading into the last game that only had the one training session. It is hard to build those combinations and understanding with a fellow striker with only one session. I thought with a couple more, the two of them would have got a chance tonight. We would have seen more, but regardless, I like that Yengi keeps his position tonight. Duke comes in. Yes, he hasn't played much football recently, Mitch Duke, but you're right. We do know what we get out of him. He's hard-working. I just like that Yengi with him gives Mitch something to play with alongside. We often see Mitch so isolated. So to have someone alongside him that he can play off or make runs off is should be good tonight. I
know you would have spoken about it in the lead up to Thursday's match. Do you like this front two combo for this Socceroos side? Because we saw Adam Taggart get the nod. He was playing, you know, the way he does in the A-Leagues as well, off the shoulder. He was called offside a lot. But seeing these two start up top in Juki and Yengi's put his hand up, hasn't he, and said, I'm your man.
Yeah, look, he has done, and you know, you need to come through with it now if you're going to say you're going to do that. Look, and he's still unproven at international level, so it's another great opportunity for him. I don't know, for me personally, I would rather see a little bit more creativity. We've become a bit one-dimensional when you've got those two playing. They're limited in terms of the creativity. Yes, we're a threat with balls in the box with the size of them, their aerial threat, but we're looking to Aiden Hrustic now to create. You know, and we saw briefly at Combank him coming on, and these players haven't played with him. The creativity he has, the back heels, the flicks, people need to understand and read how he wants to play. That's going to take time to get that understanding, but I'm excited to see him back in the Socceroos jersey.
Yeah, again, that's where those extra days of training and that understanding comes. There are a lot of balls that Hrustic played, like Lukey just said, a couple 1-2s or step overs that weren't quite read. So I think they realise now that in him we have such a good creative player, someone that does things a little bit different to everybody else, can play these types of passes. So I think the boys just need to be a bit more aware. That one there as well. So look, there's a couple of moments that he had. He can provide that pass that not many can, and I'm excited to see him from the start tonight. He
absolutely injected that X factor off the bench. And so my question, team, is what the midfield looks like and how different it will make the roles of Jackson Irvine and Connor Metcalf, and how Jackson Irvine's role will change, and explaining that from a 6 to be, you know, the holding 6 role, and what that means for the makeup, what we will see tonight.
Yeah, well, we've always seen Jacko be that 8 box-to-box midfielder. He's getting in one box, he's back defending. He's always had Bacchus or Aiden O'Neill in recent times anchoring that midfield. Tonight we see it a bit different. Jacko's going to anchor that midfield with Metcalf playing that box-to-box role. That doesn't mean that we won't see them change and you know, one will go up, one will stay. But Jacko, as a whole, will be the one who's going to hold tonight.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think we will see at times both sit in as a 6 or one go a little bit forward, but the creativity is going to come from Hrustic coming inside. So I dare say, Lukey, you're right, that Metcalf will probably sit at times to allow Hrustic to come in. But Jackson Irvine and the two of them, they've got that ability of going up and down together. So I think it'll be more side to side from them. It'll be out wide where we get our creativity.
And you talk about out wide, one of those wide players that comes back in and has been, you know, the tried and tested left-sided winger is Craig Goodwin. I bumped into his dad earlier. He's driven here to Canberra from Adelaide to be here. He said, oh no, Craig was, you know, he didn't make the Thursday game because he was out with injury. It's great that Goody's back, and to see what he can do talking and using the width out there this evening?
Yeah, we know all about Craig Goodwin. In the last 18 months, he's been fantastic for the Socceroos, creating, scoring, and him back on the left. We know the delivery that he's got, and when you've got the likes of Duke and Yengi who are good in the box, and then on set pieces we talk about why Harry Suter will be delighted to see him back in, because 9 times out of 10 he puts it on his head.
I like that. Goody. Just straight onto the head, please, boss. Straight onto the head for Harry Suter. All right, well, let's hear from the boss right now. Here's Graham Arnold.
Well, Arnie, you got the job done last week. How much can we expect the level to go up in this one tonight? Now the boys have had a chance to get together, acclimatise, that sort of thing.
Yeah, look, it's some demands that I'm pushing on the boys. Is we were sloppy in possession the other night at times, and it's about improving with that.
You've lost McGree and also Bacchus in your midfield, so how do you expect that new midfield combination to work? How's it all going to play out?
Yeah, look, I tried a few things at training on Sunday, and they probably didn't work that well, but now I'm very happy with what Jackson Irvine will start at 6, and with Connor Metcalf, who's played a lot of 6 in his Melbourne City days, so players familiar in their roles and their positions is important.
And I bet it's nice to have someone like Craig Goodwin back on the left-hand side, who was excellent in his last 2 games for Australia and playing in front of what's going to be a mega crowd out there tonight, which is so good to see.
Yeah, no, Scotty, it's fantastic to see so many people from Canberra come out and support us and watch the Socceroos, and it just shows the love of football here in this city. But it's great to have Goody back, especially after copping the 2 injuries on the left side that we did in the first game, and Goody brings not only quality but great leadership.
Best of luck tonight, Arnie.
Thanks, Scotty.
Go well.
Smile on his face. That's always good. And got it done, of course, 2-0 on Thursday night. And interesting, your ears pricked up when he said, I tried a couple of things on Saturday. So intriguing to know what he tried, because he said it didn't work, right?
Exactly. That, and my ears did prick up when he said that. So I just wonder what he was looking to possibly do in this starting lineup that made him revert to go on to Jackson Irvine being that holding 6.
And is that because you're thinking and you're looking at players that are on this starting lineup when it comes to a Yazbek or a Nisbet that's sitting there and waiting potentially for their opportunity, Broski?
Yeah, look, I think we do have a game to win tonight, and Arnie generally goes to his tried and tested players in those moments. But at some point, I think it'd be a waste to not see the likes of a Nisbet, who's been flying in the Mariners' colours for so many years now and doing extremely well, deserves his opportunity, and to see him get some minutes would be fantastic. But Paddy Yazbek's another one who's been in the squad now for a number of times and not seen a lot of minutes. So I think if all goes well and half-time we're leading comfortably, it'd be good to see guys like this. And also Sam Silvera, another one who we didn't see enough of in the Asian Cup. He looked like he just didn't have that confidence in this environment yet. And these are the games to play these types of players, to allow someone like him who's got that creativity and can shine and do something that not many can, to give them minutes.
You're a big fan of Sammy, aren't you?
Yeah, I want to be entertained like everyone, and he brings that little bit of X factor. So look, I'd love to see Sammy get on the pitch. And like I said, he's one who can entertain, and look, hopefully he gets some minutes tonight.
Okay, fingers crossed. And if the scoreline's big at half-time, perhaps then we're going to see a host of opportunities and these players come off the bench and get some minutes in their legs. All right, we are off to a short break here live from what will be a packed and sold-out GIO Stadium here tonight. We're going to take a look at the opposition tonight in Lebanon, and don't forget Kai Rolls, well, he's kept his spot at that left-back position, and he'll head home and he'll be competing in the Scottish Cup, which you can catch live and exclusive across Paramount+.
Kai Rolls, who's back from Asian Cup duty with Australia, comes on.
Scottish Cup means to me another shot at silverware. I've been in one cup final in my life before and lost, so apart from that, to be honest, not had many cracks at silverware at all. It's very rare to have an opportunity at trophies, and I think not only for me but all the boys, it would be amazing to be able to win and have a shot in the final.
Well, the equation is simple. Tonight, for the home side, they must win. To get on the end of Moore's free kick, he goes along the ground. Craig Goodwin drives it low. It's in now, Jamie McLaren. It's taken a touch over 5 minutes. Into the box by Bajic. Ryan Grant back close, it's 2. And it's a double for Jamie McLaren. Goodwin's delivery, Sutar's up there. He scored on international debut. Harry Suter, remember the name. Aaron Moy to hang it up, Suter, oh, deflected in. It is a 4th goal this time, it's got in off Dinis Razbansi. Off the chest of Irvine, McLaren, is this the hat-trick? It is! And it's a night to remember for Jamie McLaren.
Jamie McLaren hat-trick and a brace from the new Socceroo in town, Harry Souttar. They got it done at this very stadium nearly 5 years ago. They go again against Lebanon here tonight. Hundreds of fans of Lebanese descent are arriving here, as well as the Socceroos fans. And let's hear from the coach now, Miodrag Radulovic.
Such a strong finish to the last game in Sydney. How much confidence and momentum does that give you coming into this game tonight?
I think we learned a lesson from the last game, especially we made a good performance in the second half. That's mean a lot for my team. Again, tough game, strong opponents, but if we didn't repeat the mistake we did the first half and be more effective in the attack, we can expect a good result.
Now, Patrick Yazbek is going to make his debut tonight. That's expected. I know you wanted him playing for your team, so can he expect some extra attention when he gets some game time?
I wish all of luck for them. It's their decision, and that's it.
Okay. And do you believe you can cause an upset here tonight? Is there a real belief in this team?
I think this is football. We just think about the game, about play. Good to be a good game, to enjoy fans, and of course, some points for us.
Okay, best of luck tonight.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks so much. Go well, mate.
I love it. Scotty Back went straight there. Patrick Yazbek, he's thinking, oh, you're going to say that he chose the wrong team. Miodrag Radulovic, he was the assistant coach when you were at Dinamo. So you've worked alongside him as well, Lukey.
Yeah, a long way back. I didn't realise until I actually saw that he was coaching last week. So, yeah, a long time ago, but no, great guy. And look, I wish him all the best, except for tonight.
Yeah, wish him all the best, but not too well. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Lebanon now. And Miodrag Radulovic, he makes 2 changes to the side that face the Socceroos on Thursday, with Sharafuddin coming into defence and Mata into midfield. Looking at the way Lebanon played, team, they well and truly were able to capitalise on the mistakes that the Socceroos did make, and they grew into the game. It wasn't easy by any means.
It wasn't. Look, and the early goal probably helped the game. And Lebanon really opened up, and we saw Matty Ryland have to come in and pull off a few saves. We saw them hit the woodwork. They grew into confidence for sure, but they do have a threat, and I think they'll take a lot of confidence from that game, Broski, knowing that they could have scored and could have got something.
Video all week, they would have watched this second half and watched how many times they opened the Australians up, and that's something for Arnie to be wary of. I think at times the game got a little bit too chaotic and too end-to-end, too open. You know, Arnie's teams are always well disciplined and well drilled defensively. That would have worried him a little bit, but for Lebanon, I mean, the fact that they created those chances, they worried us right up until the end. They had a few good chances. I think that we'll see a bit more from them from the start tonight, because I think if you look at results around, you know, the competition, Japan 1-0 against North Korea, so not overly convincing. I mean, shock results can happen. We've seen them in Asian qualifying already, so I think they've got nothing to lose tonight. They probably will start a bit more.
That man right there, Omar Bouigle, Omar Shaban on the team sheet. He's their star striker, Luke. He plies his trade in Wimbledon, League 2 in England. He has really had to slog it out over in the UK. He's physical, and he did an incredible job up against the Socceroos on Thursday night in the fight that he brought up top.
He definitely did, and it shows the struggles that he did to get to where he is in the professional game, going through the lower leagues in England. But he really impressed me. You know, he's a big boy. He holds the ball up really well. He looks full of confidence, and he brought the likes of Matuk and Jardy on the other side into play. He was massive for them, and I'm sure, again, he's going to be very important leading the line for Lebanon.
Their captain, Hassan Matuk, you mentioned him there, Luke. He was brought into play, but was a real menace down that right-hand side, and will be again in an interesting battle with him coming up against Kai Rolls.
Yeah, he will. And look, while I won't say he gave Kai Rolls too many headaches, I think Kai Rolls handled him quite well. He did have his moments throughout the game, and he is the guy that they look to get them out of tricky situations, and he did provide a few times. I think you know, his link up with the forward players is great. He comes into midfield to get possession, and he can dribble one-on-one, so he's very tricky, and he's definitely the one that we have to stop tonight.
Absolutely right. All right, we are off to a short break here live at GIO Stadium as we count down to kick off between the Socceroos and Lebanon. Do not forget the A-League's return this weekend on Saturday night. Expect goals, team, as Sydney FC and the Mariners go head-to-head.
Change of angle and headed in. What a beauty for Sydney FC, and it's the skipper on the night.
Shifts it into Nisbet. Josh Nisbet has done it again.
Ryan Grant, chance here, Robert Mack. Sydney hit the front.
Nisbet Dorker finds Edmondson.
Welcome back to GIO Stadium for this World Cup qualifier between the Socceroos and Lebanon. Craig Goodwin joins me, mate. First up, how are you feeling physically after missing out last week with a bit of illness?
Yeah, I'm in a good position. Obviously, if I wasn't feeling too well, I wouldn't be in the position to start, so it's nice to be feeling a bit better and hoping for a really good performance.
Now, you've scored goals in your last 2 games for Australia. You also linked up with Harry Souttar here back in 2019. Are you going to be looking for big high tower Harry in there? Is he a target for you tonight?
Of course, he's always a target. I think I've assisted him for quite a few goals of his 11 or 12 that he has so far, so hopefully we can link up again tonight, and like I said, it's about putting in a really good performance.
Just here, 20,000 fans are going to be here tonight. You're pumped to put on a performance in front of the fans here?
Absolutely. We've heard it's a sellout, and the last time we were here it was really good. So we're really happy to have a packed out stadium and hopefully give them something to cheer.
Go well, mate.
Thank you.
See ya.
They've been a great dynamic duo, Craig Goodwin and Harry Souttar. Let's see if they can combine again tonight. He spoke about that attacking threat and needing goals. And Cassini Yengi is one man, and he could potentially beat him. And I'd love your thoughts on whether he is indeed Generation Next. Portsmouth, he scored 11 goals in 24 outings for them. He has been coming off the bench. But what do you think? I mean, he put his hand up well and truly and pretty much said, I'm the next Tim Cahill.
Yeah, look, for me, he's got the opportunity, but to come out and state that's a bold statement, right? And you want confidence from your strikers and from all players, but for me, as a professional, you go on about your business, you let everybody else do the talking, and I think that's what he needs to focus on, because he's yet to prove it. He's got the opportunity, but he's got to focus on getting those performances and scoring those goals to label himself the next Tim Cahill.
What I'm hearing here is keep it humble, and you were laughing, Broski, because you were like, well,
the comments, did he? No,
what
look,
do you think?
I think, look, I like that he backs himself, that he thinks he can fill those shoes that are left by Timmy, because we have been searching for that regular, reliable goal scorer since he left. And look, he's backed himself, but Luke is spot on. I mean, he has to show it. He's got every opportunity that he gets, he's got to show it. So the other night, did he show that he's capable of doing it? Not really. There were glimpses, right? But tonight we need to see more. And as he goes on, he's got a good scoring record in Portsmouth. Tonight he needs to show it.
You know what's going to happen tonight? Luke Wilkshire is going to go out there and score a hat-trick, isn't he? That's exactly what he
said that.
So do I. All right, we are off to a short break. Do not go anywhere. We are inching closer to kick-off between the Socceroos and Lebanon as they take a step closer to the World Cup in 2026. On the other side, it's a national anthems.
Goodwin delivers the free kick in. It's a good ball, and it's the opening goal from the towering Harry Souttar. Little dink over the top. That's a great run from Metcalf. Squares the ball.
That's good football from Australia.
Metcalf. He dinks the ball back in. Great header. Mitch Duke. Here's Miller again. The cross in. McLaren this time is there for his hat-trick.
See if history's about to repeat. Goodwin's delivery. It has been repeated. Extraordinary. Goodwin to Souttar. Same result. 1-0 Australia. Bacchus has curled one in. It's his first international goal. Did he mean it? I don't think anyone cares. Rostic with the corner. Near post was Burgess. Pops out for Kai Rolls. It's gone in. Another debut international goal. Kai Rolls gets in on the scoring act.
A win tonight will guarantee Australia's passage to the final round of World Cup qualifiers as they continue their path to the 2026 World Cup. It is Australia v Lebanon at a sold-out GIO stadium in the nation's capital, that is Canberra. They last played here nearly 5 years ago. That night it was 5-0 against Nepal, and it was the night that the big bopper, being Harry Souttar, announced himself to Australia, scoring a brace that night as well. They met 5 days ago, Luke Wilkshire and Alex Brosk. It was 2-0 in Combank Stadium in Western Sydney. What do you want to see from that first whistle though, Luke? Some improvement, because Graham Arnold did say pre-game a little bit sloppy in parts, a little bit to work on, but to ensure that the goals keep coming and they do keep yet another clean sheet.
Yeah, look, we got off to a fantastic start with the early goal, albeit a cross shot from Bacchus, but you know, we want to see again that more creativity going forward and goals, but you're right, it was sloppy at times, and Lebanon nearly punished us, not quite, and they'll take belief from it, but we need to be more creative in that front third. We need to be more, I guess, clinical in the back, in the build-up, and that's cut out that sloppiness, because we did allow Lebanon to have a little sniff in that game.
We did, yeah. That rest defence, which Arnie prides himself on, that will need to be at its best tonight, because we know in that second half of the game the other night, Lebanon did have their chances and created a few, and will probably come out a little bit stronger this match tonight. But look, I like that the Socceroos after the game the other night acknowledged that the performance wasn't there and they were a little bit off, and that happens when you only got a day's worth of training. They've had a couple more days on the training pitch tonight, so hopefully a better start, faster start, and a nice early goal to help.
A couple of changes as well, 4 in total for tonight. Gethin Jones comes in at right back. Of course, Keanu Bacchus is suspended. Connor Metcalf comes in alongside Jackson Irvine. Aiden Krustic starts for the first time since September 2022. And we see Mitchell Duke start up top with Cassini Yengi. How much of an impact is Aiden Krustic going to have in that first start? We've missed that creativity and X factor.
We haven't. I'm delighted to see him back, and I think you know, everyone in that squad and those strikes will be delighted to see him playing as well with the creativity that he has. So Duke and Yengi will hope to benefit from his quality going forward and creativity, and also Goodwin on the left. We know what he can do to deliver, that he'll get into the box.
Mitchell Duke comes in. He hasn't played so much football up top, and he's going to do it alongside Cassini Yengi. How do they go, Broski?
Look good. I'm excited about that partnership and how they'll link up together, and how Rustic comes in and finds them. So I think we got caught offside a few times last night, so hopefully these boys will be all right.
All right, it's now time for the national anthems.
The upstanding for the national anthem of Australia. Please remain upstanding for the national anthem of Lebanon.
And it'll be over to your commentary team, Danny McBreen and Simon Hill.
For the Socceroos. Well, let's have a look at the two teams, starting with Lebanon, and make a couple of changes from the 11 that started on Thursday. There's a debut for Hussein Sharafuddin in defence as Maher Sabra drops out, while in midfield Nader Matar is in for Hassan Sroor. Captain Hassan Matouk has announced he will retire from the national team at the end of the World Cup qualifiers, so this will be his last appearance in Australia. Basel Gerardi is the team's only goal scorer in their last 5 internationals in a 2-1 loss to Tajikistan that ended their Asian Cup hopes. There is Hassan Matouk, the all-time leading goal scorer for his country with 23, and the most caps, his 121st tonight. And Matty Ryan, of course, the Australian captain again. In terms of the Socceroos, 4 changes to the starting 11. Keanu Bakker suspended, so Aiden Hrustic starts in a rather rejigged midfield. Riley McGree, of course, has flown back to the UK as well. So Craig Goodwin returns after staving off illness. Mitch Duke returns in place of Adam Taggart in attack. And Gethin Jones makes his first appearance on Australian soil in place of Nathaniel Atkinson at right back. And Graham Arnold has hinted as well, we'll see both Patrick Yazbek and Josh Nisbet off the bench at some stage, both for their international debuts. Australia go into their huddle. They're wearing their change colours tonight as the away team. Referee this evening, by the way, is Mood Bonyadifard from Iran, who was the 4th official for the Socceroos Asian Cup clash against Syria in Qatar a few weeks ago. There he is. Temperatures tonight, a mild 23 degrees. Pitch looks in reasonably good condition. And another big test for the Cedars, but they will take heart from that final half an hour in Parramatta when they caused the Australians quite a few problems. They've never actually scored against Australia. Maybe they'll break their duck tonight. Jackson Irvine will hope not. He's playing in a slightly different role today as number 6, with Connor Metcalf to provide support in that deeper midfield position. Just checking that the moustache is all good to go. Hassan Matouk's got the full beard, of course, and he is certainly one to look out for Lebanon this evening. Very tricky player, can score and create goals. And off we go in front of this record crowd in Canberra, although some are still coming in through the gates outside. The Socceroos 1 step away from reaching base camp in their bid to reach a 6th consecutive World Cup. Daniel McBreen.
Well, indeed, Simon. It's a great achievement if they were to do it. They're on the attack early.
Craig Goodwin steering in behind his Metcalf. His effort blocked and thumped away to safety.
Well, I think Graham Arnold looks back at the last game against Lebanon. He'll say that they controlled the game without actually killing the Lebanese off. And they really came on strong, Lebanon, in the last 30 minutes and put Australia under pressure. And he'll be looking for a performance of a controlling manner, but also really turn the screw and kill the game off and really make a statement as they move potentially into the next phase.
And a lot of eyes tonight potentially on Aiden Hrustic as that missing link, if you like, that midfield creator that, you know, a lot of people, ourselves included, thought was sadly missing in Qatar at the Asian Cup.
Well, it's good to see him getting some game time at Clubland as well. He looked sharp on the ball when he first came on in the last match, so hopefully he can be a real game changer for the Socceroos.
Here's Craig Goodwin, who's certainly had that label attached to his talents many times in the past. Watch out for his set-piece delivery with Harry Souttar coming forward. That combination has served Australia well in recent internationals. Talking of which, here is Big Harry. And now Cameron Burgess along the defensive line to Kai Rolls, who got his maiden international goal against Lebanon on Thursday. Metcalf. And Goodwin has stolen a march on the defender and fires in a low cross, and it's in! Second time of asking. Cassini Yengi has his first international goal. There might have been an element of good fortune in the end, but it's Goodwin the provider once again. And Cassini Yengi scores what Graham Arnold will hope is the first of many for his country.
Well, we were asking if the Socceroos could be a little bit more decisive in that front third. You see there, he's probably just onside, Craig Goodwin, but we know his delivery. Look at that, right across the 6-yard box. What a ball that is. Cassini Yengi, being where he needs to be, gets across the front post. His first touch comes back off the post. A little bit of fortune as he tucks it in off the left shin, but he won't care, not a jot. Wonderful ball from Goodwin and a fantastic start for the Socceroos.
Well, what a moment for Cassini Yengi. He's been in good form for Portsmouth in League One in England. 4 goals in his last 7 league matches, and he's not always a regular starter. But just as it was on Thursday in Parramatta, it took Australia 5 minutes to get the first goal at Combank Stadium. It's taken them just 2 tonight.
And that's a difference that Craig Goodwin supplies. And it's his supply, the balls he puts into the box. It's that exquisite left foot. You saw as he broke down the left, Cassini Yengi was waving his arms and pointing, put it there, put it there. And Craig Goodwin duly obliged and put it on a dime for him.
Well, there's many who feel that Cassini Yengi is perhaps the long-term answer at number 9. Mitch Duke, who's on the ball here, might have something to say about that. He's been the regular incumbent over the last couple of years, and he's earned his team a free kick. And penny for the thoughts of Miodrag Radulovic, the Lebanese coach, who will have laid down all those plans pre-game. Forget all that after 2 minutes.
Not the start he would have wanted.
And in fairness, their World Cup campaign will not be defined by these 2 matches against Australia. They are expected to lose both, and Radulovic has said that games in June against Palestine and Bangladesh are of primary importance for his side, but they would love to pinch something in Australia.
Oh, of course. And we heard him say in a pre-match interview that they're confident that they can cause an upset. If they can get anything out of it, it's a plus for them. And they gave Australia a bit of a scare in the last game. If that last 30 minutes you felt like if they could just snatch a goal, then the pressure would be turned on.
Trying to play a high defensive line, and Australia could get in behind, but it ricochets off Hassan Shaitu. And making progress down the left is Basel Girardi. Beyond him is Omar Shaban. Both appeal, and the verdict is goal kick. In fairness, Shaban didn't much, the AFC Wimbledon striker, which was perhaps instructive. Also goes by the name of Omar Bougil. In fact, I think that's his preferred name in England's League 2, but on the team sheet for Lebanon tonight is Omar Shaban. We always stick with whatever AFC give us, Daniel.
Makes for interesting research, doesn't it, Simon?
Here's Matty Ryan. 7 clean sheets in his last 9 for Australia, winning cap number 93 for his country this evening, closing in on being just the nation's 3rd centurion for the men's national team. Here's the debutant, Hussein Sharafuddin, who plays for the Safa club. 26 years of age, so he's no spring chicken to be making his debut. Replacing Maher Sabra, who really put himself about on Thursday night. Perhaps feeling the after effects of that contest. Nudged by Ali Tanish. And out off the boot of Khalil Khamis for an Australian throw-in. Graham Arnold looking nice and relaxed after that early goal. Admitted his team maybe weren't quite at their best on Thursday. No doubt wants to see a little bit better this evening. Craig Goodwin again stolen march on the left-hand side. It went more central in the direction of Yengi, but beyond him too.
They're playing a dangerous game, Lebanon, aren't they? Keeping that high defensive line. Getting plenty of space between the keeper and the back line. Cassini Yengi and Mitchell Duke are both willing runners off the shoulder of defenders.
And from what I saw of Mustafa Mata, the goalkeeper who's cleared the ball upfield there, not sure he's that much of a sweeper keeper either. fill those gaps. Karmis, rather unceremoniously bundled into touch by Craig Goodwin. Had a good Asian Cup, Craig Goodwin, couple of goals. Couple of assists as well. Scored against Indonesia and of course against the Korean Republic in a game that ended so disappointingly for the Socceroos in Qatar. Hooked forward by Hassan Shaitu. No foul by Metcalf on Girardi. Drilled crossfield by Goodwin. It was a fraction high for Mitch Duke, but his perseverance might still get him there. Maybe a little bit too much in the end. Free kick Lebanon. Still a problem with Basel Girardi. Gives us a chance to look at the goal again. Macca.
We just look at this ball from Craig Goodwin. It's a striker's dream, really. Just first time across that 6 yard. It's a real dangerous area for goalkeeper and defence. And Kusini Yengi doing what strikers should do with a celebration to match. You got to love it.
Yeah, well, that's Craig Goodwin's traditional celebration, but Kusini Yengi's joining in.
Well, he's never been shy with the celebration, has he, Kusini Yengi, over the years? A very confident young man, which is great to see.
And by the way, most people will immediately think, oh, Usain Bolt, when you see that celebration. It's not, it's Fernando Torres. That's the original tribute celebration by Craig Goodwin. One of his favourite players growing up. Now, Yengi has gone down and looks in real discomfort. Just jarred the knee and has stayed. Oh, he got a kick actually as well. Yeah.
I'm hoping it's just that contact is the initial.
It's a painful one.
Yeah.
But probably nothing more than that. Well, you hope not anyway. We'll keep a watching brief on Kusini Yengi. Certainly one that stung the Socceroos goal scorer. Meantime, Kamel Karmis for Lebanon. Chance for them to try and steal a march while Australia are undermanned. It's tidy work by Kai Rolls, continuing in that left-back position.
He did well there under pressure, didn't he, to win the goal kick. Kusini Yengi still getting retreatment.
A bit of blood as well. I think that's probably what the problem is. Stud certainly raked across that left knee. Australian substitutes warming up just in case. Bruno Fornaroli and Adam Taggart, no doubt. Just having a look at Kusini Yengi and thinking, well, if he's not good to go, then it might be my turn, but I think he's going to be all right. Ball bounced up and potentially onto the arm of Metcalf, but no whistle. Here's Girardi and Hassan Matouk. It was a good first touch by the Lebanese captain, but it's got away from him.
He always looks dangerous, doesn't he, when he's going forward. Matouk, he was good in the last game. Of experience.
Kusini Yengi is back with us. Graham Arnold giving the thumbs up to suggest there's no serious damage. Cam Burgess able to take his time. Here's Srustic. There's a little bit of contact there, which means a free kick for Lebanon.
You heard the screams, and I think he just comes down on the foot, doesn't he?
Saying Sharafuddin, the Australian crowd don't like it. Not sure Mitch Duke does either.
Or was it Mitch Duke? Or was it Jones? I think Jones fouled and got out of there quickly.
It was Mitchuk because he's picked up a yellow card for that. Suter. Jones. Burgess. And Rolls. And the return from Goodwin is straight into the path of Omar Shaban, who has help from his captain Matuk. Little angle ball, and Lebanon are in behind here, and Nada Mata fires into the side netting. Really should have squared the ball.
Yeah, he had support play for the cutback. It was just a overhit ball there from Goodwin, and Kai Rolls couldn't bring it in. As the ball comes inside, look at the run here in behind there. Great pass. He has a little look up and thinks, well, I might try my luck myself, but probably the angle was too great.
It's another little reminder, Macca, that sloppiness in possession at international level can cost you dearly.
Yeah. Doesn't matter the opposition. There's always quality players out there, particularly on this right-hand side for Lebanon as well.
Burgess. Rolls. Irvine coming short and ignored. All a little bit static for Australia. So Whitey goes for Suter. You look for the diagonal switch. It's a good one too. Craig Goodwin breaks the first challenge of Nassar Nassar and was in position for the return, but it was played behind him by Metcalf. And a fairly promising position comes to nothing for the Socceroos.
I think Craig Goodwin thought that the ball was going to be fired across the box and was getting in there to support.
Down the line by Nassar Nassar, but Rolls first to show. Suter. Krustic. We saw a lot of this on Thursday night. Led on into their defensive block, a 5-4-1. Only Omar Shaban left in a more advanced position. If they can pinch the ball, they could be in. Instead, Australia progressed through Metcalf. And it might just find its way through to Goodwin. It does, thanks to the latter's determination. Irvine. Metcalf can have a go. Oh, and that one was right into the midriff of Khalil Khamis, who stays down. Lebanon break forward. It's Omar Shaban on the left. Lebanon get a throw, and they've got a problem with their central defender.
So Metcalf with half a yard of space decides to get the shot away. It's in the thigh. Maybe it's a dead leg, is it?
Yeah, it could be. Once we've got this little break, there's Sutar's challenge at the other end. Let's go down to Scott McKinnon. Evening, Scott.
Good evening, guys. Great atmosphere down here. So much gold in the crowd. And when they scored that goal early, when Yangi made the breakthrough, it was a really big roar. It was pretty high-pitched because I've got to say, family-friendly. Lots of kids out on a school night tonight, all wearing their gold, looking for an autograph too. I had kids asking me during the warm-up, can you bring them over? Sign my shirt? I said, they probably need to focus on the game at hand, but wait till the end. You can see this midfield, this kind of new-look midfield, just trying to work each other out, find that rhythm. But yeah, Arnie is walking up and down, prancing along his technical area. He wants more, and he knows this team can deliver because they want a big one after the 2-0 win last week.
Thanks, Scotty.
Would you say he's prancing or prowling?
Prowling, I think, is probably more apt. Yeah. Now, chance here for Lebanon. Ali Tanish took it quickly. Nassar Nassar trying to play in Hassan Matuk, second phase possession. Lebanon steered it back pretty high up the field. Matuk on the ball. It's Nassar Nassar with him. He went for the cross. And there were just too many bodies in the way. But again, Australia a little bit untidy in possession. Here's Nada Mata, charged down by Irvine. Good little spell this for Lebanon. Not a good ball though by Sharafdin, not a good header by Rolls. Hassan Matuk to square it up, and they're queuing up here. Oh. Well, that was a very, very presentable chance. And unfortunately for the Cedars, they've rather butchered that one.
Well, that's the moment there where Kai Rolls needed someone just to talk to him, tell him he has the time to either bring it down or just to cushion it back to Matty Ryan, and it comes out, and as you say, it's not a bad opportunity.
And it was Nada Mata again. Brought down nicely by Goodwin. Metcalf. They'll try and move the ball quickly. He's managed to regain his balance and keep possession of the ball. This is quite the run from Conor Metcalf, with a touch of good fortune in it as well, but not the finish. And he's still waiting for that first international goal.
Well, he's been positive in that midfield position, hasn't he? It's his second strike away. The defence trying to open them up.
Jackson Irvine. Yeah, Conor Metcalf may well be playing in German Bundesliga next season. Their club side in Bundesliga 2, St. Pauli, 5 points clear. Top of the table going into the international break. There's Kai Rolls. His own club Hearts have got a Scottish Cup semi-final to come against Rangers. See that one live on Paramount Plus. Rolls one of 4 Australians, of course, with the Edinburgh club.
It's like a little Australia in Scotland at the moment, isn't it? Plenty of Aussie players over there.
Just a bit cooler.
Just a little.
I speak as a man of experience, Macca, of course.
Yeah. Just back.
Burgess, now the touch off the defender is favoured. Conor Metcalf! And the goalkeeper scrambled back to his goal line and made the save. It wasn't the cleanest of strikes from Conor Metcalf.
No, he's a little bit fortunate with the deflection, and he has plenty of time to assess the situation. He just tried to side foot it. You see there the deflection comes off Tanish, and then he just looks to side foot it in. Maybe with the laces there, he could fire it across the goals. Well, that's a really good opportunity for Conor Metcalf.
Now, an Australian corner, and we're going to see the Goodwin-Sutar combination. It brought about Harry Sutar's first international goals at this venue against Nepal 4 years ago. Not this time. Ethan Jones trying to bust a gut to get to the ball first ahead of Sharafdin. There's a little bit of contact. He's made the most of it. And the Lebanese players crowding around Mood Yarafard asking for a card. Here's the corner that led to all that.
I think it was Cam Burgess there that just got a hefty whack in the back. And then Jones really pulls out of that for mine in the end.
Yeah.
Sharafdin that comes clattering into him, isn't it?
Not much in that. Ethan Jones plays his club football for Bolton Wanderers. They're hopeful of promotion as well. That was Jones's header. Bolton actually competing with Cassini Yengi's Portsmouth for promotion spots in League One in England. Brought down nicely by Hassan Matuk. That's a clever ball too, but Rolls read it well. Matuk just has that little bit of spark, and 2 Australian players go down, both as if they'd been hit by snipers, Metcalf and Yengi. And the Iranian referee gives Australia a free kick.
Metcalf did feel the contact. There's the give and go. Just a little clip of the heels there.
Cameron Burgess had a fair bit to say there to the referee. It's just reminding him that there was more contact in that one than perhaps was the case a minute or so earlier up the other end of the field on Sharafuddin. Anyway, conversation's over. Yeah, past the midway point in the first half. Cassini Yengi's second-minute goal, the difference via Craig Goodwin's delicious delivery. Burgess threading the needle nicely for Frustic. He can stick for him. Sutar tries again. Frustic, plenty of runners. Rolls wins the aerial duel. Brought out of defence only briefly though by Walid Shaw. Lebanon retreat again into their defensive shape. Slung out towards Goodwin. Behind him is Rolls. And further back is Cameron Burgess. Sutar for Jones. Yengi's touch, but an errant one. Straight at Omar Shaban. Lebanon try to push numbers forward. And down goes Hassan Shaitu. There's no foul there. Crowd getting a little frustrated with what they see as histrionics, and look at that by Frustic. Craig Goodwin onto this, the goalkeeper out to meet him. That was brave. The whistle's gone against Craig Goodwin.
Yeah, it's getting a foul against Craig Goodwin for the challenge. I didn't think there was anything in that at all.
What a ball though by Frustic.
Yeah. You could see it just opened up the high line. Craig Goodwin set off. It was a lovely ball.
Quite sure what Craig Goodwin is expected to do there, just pull out and let the goalkeeper clear it. And the boots weren't raised.
No, I'm with you.
Anyway, maybe the replay would tell us a different story, but meantime, Goodwin along the floor, threading it for Mitch Duke, who manages to keep it alive, or does he know? Goal kick for Lebanon.
Well, it's another wonderfully weighted ball in behind, isn't it? This time, this is that Rustic ball. Look at this wonderful ball, beautifully weighted. Let's just have a look here. I guess there is contact.
Yep, fair enough.
Yep. We're probably being unkind to the referee.
That's why we're commentators, not referees.
Just after that one, there was a lovely ball through from Craig Goodwin. And Mitch Duke made a great run. I think if he could have just got his touch a little more central and kept his body between the defender, he may have been going to goal. But just touch took him a little wide. So it's been a couple of half chances for the Socceroos. Sometimes when you get that early goal, the urgency can go out of the game, can't it? It seems to have sucked a little bit of energy out of the crowd as well. It's like, okay, well, we're expecting you now to go on with it. They're being very patient, waiting for that opportunity.
A crowd that tonight should beat Australia's best ever here at this venue, which currently stands at 20,032 for the game against Kuwait in 2009. Game Australia lost, incidentally. Days of Pinver Bake. Metcalf's lost out to Basel Girardi, who showed plenty on Thursday. It's got a bit of quality, the player on the ball here, number 22.
I think that's the big danger for Australia, isn't it? That they give that ball away just between their midfield and defensive line. And that counter-attack. Push bodies forward.
Easy win in the air for Rolls. Duke losing out to Ali Tanish. Here's Omar Shaban. Just waiting for his fullback to push on. Hassan Shaitu. Australia have retreated, decent numbers behind the ball. Matuk. Rolled back towards another Mata, and all the way back to Mustafa Mata, Lebanese goalkeeper. It's good poaching in midfield by Ali Tanish. Great idea too. It's a good slide, that, and retrieval by Connor Metcalf to prevent the ball from getting through to Matuk. There's just those little moments, aren't there, for Lebanon?
Yeah. Yeah, those danger moments. The Socceroos have good possession and they get bodies forward. If they turn that ball over midfield, there's that block of 4 and 1. And they look to go very quickly.
Drag Radulovic, Montenegrin by birth. And his second spell with the Cedars after they sacked Nikola Jurcevic on the eve of the Asian Cup. So handball against Nassar Nassar. Here's one of their standout performers on Thursday night. Can't use your hands in this game, though. Unless you're the keeper.
Exactly.
You were just about to say that.
I was, yeah. I was just assessing Craig Goodwin here. He's just moved that ball just a little closer to the 18 and a little wider to give himself an angle.
All about the quality of delivery. Hung up towards the back post. Lebanon defend it well. Jones first to react. Here's Aidan Frustic. Angle it centrally towards Cam Burgess. Now Australia committed numbers forward. Maybe Lebanon can catch them on the counter, but there's no way past Metcalf. And then an untidy challenge by Nassar Nassar brings that particular raid to a close.
Well, they do look Nassar Nassar, don't they? And Matuk look to combine really well. They seem to have a really good understanding. It was a good challenge to break up the attack on that occasion. And then just leaning into Craig Goodwin, drew the foul.
Again, that high defensive line for Lebanon. There are spaces in behind that can be exploited with the right release. Frustic, one of those capable of providing it. Goodwin wants it. It goes the other side this time. Sharafadid in the way. Forward by Jones. Well, it's Shaw. Loose ball favours Yengi. Now Goodwin in position. 3 in the box. Oh, and Frustic looks to the floor as if to say he got a bobble at the crucial moment. It's gone way, way, way over the top.
Well, I'm not too sure about the bobble. That was a wonderful ball from Yengi. And then Craig Goodwin has a little look up, you see there. And he's just leaning back and stretching, isn't he? And that almost went out of the stadium. I don't think he can look at the pitch there. He's just got that all wrong.
Some of the quality of the balls into the box from Craig Goodwin.
Yeah. Well, he could have easily just whipped that across the 6-yard again, but there was plenty of bodies there. Cassini Yengi had made that run. Cutback was the better option.
Well, that's loose from Irvine. Followed by Matar. This is Girardi. Hassan Shaitu on the left. Girardi back through Nada Matar. Looking to angle it into the box for Hassan Matuk, but Cameron Burgess there. Now Lebanon have committed some numbers forward, so Australia can perhaps catch them on the break. Well, that's one way to win the ball, and there's no foul, which Australia thought there perhaps should have been.
You can see Graham Arnold urging his troops on. Just them to lift a little.
Hassan Matuk. Jones got tight on Girardi, but not enough in it to get the referee involved. It's nicely played. Rolls. Goodwin. Matty Ryan yet to be tested, but Lebanon have had a couple of sights at the Australian goal. Another Matar with the two best opportunities. Here's Goodwin. Metcalf. Karmis making sure he stuck like glue to Metcalf. It is an Australian throw, which Lebanon can't quite believe. The referee just has a check with his linesman, who doesn't particularly want to get involved. Let's have a look.
It was an aggressive play there.
Yeah, that should be a Lebanon throw.
It should be.
Linesman was a long way from it, so he was keeping stum.
The Lebanese substitutes were right there, weren't they? They were straight into the referee.
Suta. Jones. Yengi with time to turn. Jones got it stuck between his feet a little bit, and Lebanon get the throw. It's incidentally the 250th international that Australia are playing against opponents from the AFC region, which of course Australia has been a part of since 2006.
And you're going to tell us the win ratio?
Well, I can tell you how many wins.
Yeah.
148, 46 draws, 55 losses. And now, after Kusini Yengi's second-minute goal, 498 goals.
Well, there's the target, isn't it? 500 for the evening. Who's going to be... Get it.
Good first-time ball by Goodwin, but it's an awkward one for Metcalf to control. Arnold puts his head in his hands and turns away.
It's going to be a bit ambitious from there, isn't it?
That's going to be a worldie from there, isn't it?
I'm not sure if he's actually just trying to hook it into the 18-yard area to a teammate. He's got himself into a couple of good positions, hasn't he? Just hasn't quite found the range yet.
Graham Arnold be happy so far?
Well, I think it's running along the same lines of last match, isn't it? They're controlling the game. Half chances here and there. But Lebanon do pose a threat at times.
And they do hang in there, Lebanon. They don't score many goals. That's the problem for Miodrag Radulovic. Winless in their last 5 internationals. Just that solitary goal from Basel Girardi against Tajikistan. In fact, only 9 goals scored in their last 13, which have therefore probably as a result produced just 2 wins. Omar Shaban's got a stray elbow, which has caused perhaps a bit of a cut and certainly some discomfort. Hard to get out of the way of Harry Sutar, isn't it?
It is. His arms are around this general area of everyone's head just because of his sheer size. You can see there, claret has been drawn.
Omar Shaban, a good illustration of Lebanon's lack of goals. It's his 16th cap tonight. Scored only the once at international level. That was against Jordan, and that was almost 6 years ago. Here's Nasser. And Lebanon have a corner off Kai Rolls.
It's a tidy play from Nasser again. Good on the ball, sharp feet.
They'd really like Omar Shaban back on the field, because he's one of those that could get on the end of this corner, but he's going to have to take his time, unfortunately, whilst they tend to that eye wound. And I can tell you that off camera, the Lebanese goalkeeper Mostafa Matar has gone down as well. Maybe this is a tactical delay so they can get Omar Shaban back on the field.
Yeah, I think maybe that could be the case.
Yeah, test it out. Yeah, I'm all right.
Try every trick in the book. Hasn't worked.
He's going to have to wait. Shaban. Matuk goes all the way back to Nassar, and he's there for the return. Still Hassan Matuk. In by Nassar. That's a really good take from Matty Ryan. Actually the first real work he's had to do tonight, and he was more than up to the task.
Well, they looked a little dangerous from the corner, didn't they? The short corner routine. They got in behind. Matty Ryan, safe as houses on the second cross.
Forward by Irvine. Krustic spun not once but twice and was then upended. And a difficult time at club level of late. Aiden Krustic rather fell out with Hellas Verona, his previous club, now in the Netherlands with Heracles. Already scored his first goal for his new club on the 4th of March against Almere City. Very much a key player going forward for Australia.
Well, Graham Arnold has stated on numerous occasions, hasn't he, that his players need to be getting regular minutes at their clubs. It was a tough time there. It's good to see him back out now playing regular football.
It's one of the reasons he missed the Asian Cup, of course, in Qatar. Irvine playing in that deeper role this evening, which means he starts the forward momentum. Burgess. High defensive line again from Lebanon. Irvine. Australia passed through it. Not quite. Another go through Irvine. Back calf. Rolls. 5 minutes to go before the break. We are, as you were, in Parramatta on Thursday. An early goal, the only difference. Duke. Driven back towards Sutar. Looking for that switch again, maybe with Goodwin. Sutar goes short instead for Jones. 1-2 with Duke, and Jones will get to the byline. This looks more promising. And slid out for a corner by Hussein Sharafuddin.
Well, it was lovely one-touch football from the Socceroos down that right-hand side, and Jones showed a good turn of pace there, didn't he, to get in behind. And again, Lebanon defend well.
This is one of the tallest Socceroos teams in recent memory. He's the tallest of them. Jackson Irvine's good in the air, Yengi too, Cam Burgess. Mitch Duke has a lot of height for Craig Goodwin to aim at. Don't pull my jersey, says Cam Burgess to Sharafuddin. Goodwin delivers towards the near post. Needed a little more flight. Lebanon has got a player down. I think it's well insured, but Australia don't care about that. Krustic turning this way and that to get rid of the defender. Goodwin still on that left side. It's a teasing delivery. And up and out off the head of Khalil Khamis for another corner.
It was a nice ball, wasn't it? Unfortunately for the Socceroos, it just ended up with 3 Socceroos, 2 either side. And Lebanese defender there, just the 1 against 3.
He's enjoying himself, isn't he, Craig Goodwin? When he gets his crosses and set-piece deliveries right, it's hard to prevent his teammates getting on the end of things. A little bit of variation this time, change of angle. With the outside of the boots, back post, Harry Suter strikes the woodwork. Well, it was nearly the dream combination once again, but the post intervened.
Well, that ball there deserved a goal. What a wonderful ball that is, with the outside of the left foot, and Harry Suter gets up strong, and you think it's going in the back of the net, and he can't believe it. It just skims off his forehead, comes back off the post and out for a goal kick, and he knows he should have put that one away.
Graham Arnold muttering a few things under his breath. Feels his team should be further clear. We've got another stoppage here for an injury, I think, to Walid Shaw. Lebanon perhaps in need of a little bit of a breather. Let's have another look at the goal, which came pretty early on, after 2 minutes. And Craig Goodwin has been really good in this first half with a beautiful delivery. Kusini Yangi needed a couple of bites at it.
Well, he did. It's a striker's dream of a cross, and Kusini Yangi gets a little bit fortunate. He's in the right position. It's where you want him to be. You see, little look up, fires it across that 6 yard. And as it comes back off the post, he reacts quick enough. And then he thanks Goodwin for the cross with a celebration.
The old Adelaide United combination, of course, back in the day.
He's put a few balls in tonight already, hasn't he, Craig Goodwin? Such a game breaker for the Socceroos. The delivery so often finds its mark.
It's a fairly lengthy stoppage for Walid Shaw, former Luton Town junior. He was born in Freetown, Sierra Leone, where his mum is from, but his father is Lebanese. Actually called up once by Sierra Leone back in 2019, but didn't play. So a little bit of frantic reorganisation for Miodrag Radulovic. Just for the moment, whilst they're down to 10. And we're into the first of 4 minutes of added time. Tanish manages to find a gap for Hassan Shaitu. On the right is Matu, but Kyrolls cushions the header back to his goalkeeper. Walid Shaw is ready to return. He's being kept waiting, and Lebanon are frustrated by that. Now they're back to their full complement. Burgess. Almost got away from Mitch Duke. Good recovery. Goodwin. He's after the return ball from Jackson Irvine. He's going to get there as well, you know. And somehow he's managed to pick out Yangu, lets him run, and Rustic surely had his legs taken from underneath him. Referee was well positioned but said no foul. And the crowd certainly don't like it. And it did seem, at first glance at least, that there was contact, but again, we are yet to see a replay. Here we go.
It is.
I think that's a foul.
Yeah, I think it is too. Let's have a look there. Yeah, it definitely comes through, especially with the trailing right leg, and claims, takes Rustic out. You can see there, the right ankle. It's a clear foul. And again, it comes off the back of some really industrious play down the left-hand side from Craig Goodwin, who did really well to keep the ball alive.
Rustic back up rather gingerly to his feet, and no hard feelings with Hussein Sharafuddin. Metcalf. Good touch out wide by Duke, who was then impeded. And the Cross is seen behind by Walid Shaw, another corner. And Lebanon will just want to get to half-time with the 1-goal deficit. I thought it was a corner, it's throw-in. Irvine. Rustic, give that little running behind of Goodwin. It's good improvisation by Nassar. Ball's gone out of play, Australian throw. Rolls gets an option from Yengi. Somehow finds a way past 2 defenders. And Rolls does well as well. They've done very well to get a corner, or at least we thought they had, but the flag is up for offside, I think, against Yengi.
Yeah, Yengi was just running along the byline. As that ball come to him. It was a nice feed here, wasn't it? And as he flicks that ball inside, you can see as the ball ricochets back out to him from Rolls, he's clearly in an offside position.
Another matter for Lebanon. Too heavy for Shaban. 4 minutes of stoppage time is up. And the Iranian referee says that will do. Cassini Yengi's goal, which came after just 2 minutes, is the difference. A pictured across from Craig Goodwin that Yengi forced in at the second attempt. They might have had another from Goodwin's prompting, but Harry Sutar struck the post when really probably should have scored. 1 or 2 little glimpses from Lebanon, but it's been a similar story to the one we saw on Thursday night in Parramatta. And at half-time, it is the same scoreline as well. It is Lebanon 0, Australia 1 at the break. And talking of breaks, we're off to one ourselves. You can hear what the panel, led by Tara Rushton, think of what we've seen over that first 45 minutes on the other side of it. Don't go away.
What a spectacular night here in the nation's capital of Canberra, and that is the scoreline. The Socceroos are in the lead, 1 goal to the good over Lebanon here at a sold-out GIO Stadium. I'm joined by Luke Wilkshire. The perfect start, yet again similar in many ways to what we saw in the first game on Thursday night. A really bold opening goal really early, which is fantastic to get it underway. What did you make of the first half overall, Lukey?
Oh, look, first and foremost, look, in the second minute, a fantastic ball. We see Goodwin coming in. We know about his delivery. It's a fantastic ball in the box. Look, a fantastic run from Yengi. Although he didn't quite make it the first time, a nice ricochet and off the left shin. And the perfect start, like we said, after 2 minutes. And then you want us to go on with it. You really want to see us go on, put our foot on their throat and go on with it. And we had moments and we controlled possession, but again, a few sloppy mistakes. We've seen him creep in again. We've seen this man, Shaban. He's been a threat. Matuktu, we spoke about the captain, a good forward run, and this is the quality that Lebanon are lacking at the moment in that front third as well. But again, like I said, we've dominated possession without really threatening their goal too often, apart from the Metcalf chance that we see here, where I think he should put his laces through this. This is a timid effort. A player maybe full of confidence. He's putting his laces through that. So that was probably the best chance other than the goal we scored. And this cut back to Hrstic, who has been lively, but there he just got that one all wrong. And I know he looked at the ground, but I think he got that all wrong.
Aiden Hrstic as well, making that first start for the first time since September in 2022. Craig Goodwin, though, has been so dangerous whipping those balls in from the left. And Harry Sutar was so disappointed because he does pop up in those spots as well. He's the tallest guy out there to get them off his head. Talking about the Subway subs, who would you potentially be bringing on come the second half, Luke?
Yeah, look, for me personally, I think I'd love to see Hrstic come in as a number 10. I'd love to see someone like Nisbet Sami Silvera who can play in the tight areas and create, come on and give them an opportunity to really try and break open this Lebanese defence.
Yep, we're going to see whether they will come on and what they can do. Do not go anywhere. We have so much more. Heading away live from GIO Stadium. The halftime show continues after the break.
Well, welcome back to this World Cup qualifier between the Socceroos and Lebanon. It is 1-0 to the Aussies at the moment. The Aussies have been controlling much of the game, but it is a tight one, very similar to what we saw last week. Yes, welcome back to GIO Stadium here in Canberra. Alex Brosk alongside me. Guys, they've really dominated possession, haven't they, so far? You'd hope that they had a few more goals in them, Broski. What's going on in that department? Still a little bit of rust, it seems, so far.
Look, I think it's just being a little bit more clinical and positive with our passes. We're getting in good areas. Craig Goodwin, we've seen him out wide having some excellent, distribution into the box. But I think it's going forward in those middle sections that we can do a bit better.
Now you look at that in the match stats: 70% possession to 30% for Lebanon. Shots at goal 10-4, but on target only 2 to the Zippo there for Lebanon. That is where they're lacking at the moment. But let's have a look at Craig Goodwin. He's come back into this side after missing out through illness last week. How good is he? I mean, we've missed this on the left-hand side. His delivery off that left boot is just sublime.
His left foot is quality. We know what we get whenever he's out there. We know that as soon as the ball comes out to him, the strikers need to make runs, which we see Yangi and Duke doing well here, because that takes the defence back and creates that space on the edge of the box like we saw for Krustic. This one here with the outside of his left foot to big Harry Suter. And the last time he was here, he got a double and probably should have had one there tonight.
Oh, geez. He said to me pre-game he's keen to get another goal with that combination. So we saw Arnie up and down the sideline here. I said prancing. I meant prowling. I've been watching too much F1 with the prancing horse dominating, but you know him so well. Will he give the hairdryer treatment in there, do you think, at half-time?
No, not really. I think, again, it's just about being positive, staying patient, because there is space in there in those areas. It's just finding our players like Krustic, the guys that we want on the ball, and from there, positive turn and look for the runs of the guys going forward.
All right, well, the second half is coming your way in 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
Second half not too far away in Canberra, and Lebanon are making a change at the interval. Hassan Shaitu replaced by Daniel Curry. Now, he was the player who caused all the problems, or at least most of them, for the Socceroos in the second half in Parramatta on Thursday, striking the left-hand upright with Matty Ryan beaten. So indicative perhaps of a slightly more expansive approach from the Cedars in the second half, trailing though as they do, of course, to that early strike from Kusini Yengi, but yet to have a shot on target in the game. Graham Arnold will hope it remains that way. He's gone with the same starting 11 that kicked the game off as Lebanon get the second half back underway. And immediately Mitch Duke dispossessing Sharafuddin and then brought down by the new entrant Daniel Curry, and his first involvement in the game brings about a yellow card, which is Lebanon's first of the night. But maybe he felt he had no option, Daniel McBreen.
Well, it was a poor turnover, wasn't it? And Mitchell Duke was away and was bearing on that, down on that penalty area. I don't think he had a choice. He had a great impact in the last match. His first duty here is to defend the free kick.
Daniel Curry, or Daniel Lahoud as he's also known as, 25 years of age, actually born in Veracruz in Mexico. His father is Lebanese, part of the huge Lebanese diaspora, which numbers over 8 million apparently, which is more than the population of the actual country. Here's Goodwin's delivery, and it's a beauty, and nodded on and touched in at the back post. It's Jackson Irvine who gets the congratulations. Harry Suter had the first header, which Mostafa Matar could only push away, and again Lebanon have conceded within a couple of minutes of the start of the second half. Australia 2 to the good. Jackson Irvine right in the right place at the right time.
Well, it's a disastrous start to the second half, but it's a wonderful ball from Craig Goodwin, and as it's palmed out from Mata, I think it's one of his own teammates there, you see, that gets, it's Girardi at the back post. He couldn't do anything about it, couldn't get out the way, and it just comes back off his shins and into his own net.
Yeah, Jackson Irvine got all the pats on the back, but I think that will definitely go down as an own goal by Basel Girardi. And now it really is a mountain to climb for Lebanon. And Australia have the cushion of that second goal. And they can play with confidence, which in fairness they have pretty much tried to do throughout.
It very much has a feel of the last match, doesn't it?
Daniel Curry's cross, flicked off the head of Suta. Took prevents it from going out of play. Links up with Nasa. Took's cross, but that'll be Matty Ryan's. And a quick release. Naden Krustic races away. He's got options right and left. A little scoop over the top for Craig Goodwin. And he fires it in. That's a glorious goal. Befitting of a really good performance by Craig Goodwin on his return to the team after illness. What a hit. Australia 3 clear now.
Well, what a sweeping move from the Socceroos. Matty Ryan started it with a quick release at the other end. And as the Socceroos broke free, they had the numbers. And as Rustic had a look up, the little scoop over the defenders, clearly onside, you can see there Craig Goodwin, and he had to check his run. And as he does so often, he chests it down, and what a finish that is. You thought it may have just lost momentum here as it slowed down, but never, ever question the left foot of Craig Goodwin. Lovely first touch, and look at the finish on that. It just bends away, lovely trajectory. And it's a dream start for the Socceroos in the second half.
Well, he's earned that goal with his performance tonight. Of course, he was involved in the second goal as well with the initial free kick. It's his 5th goal for his country, only the 2nd time he's actually scored for Australia on Australian soil after a goal against Vietnam back in 2022. Yankee surely offside here, that's confirmed.
Well, he was out with illness, Craig Goodwin, in the last match. Well, he's writing his name down as the man of the match in this match already, isn't he?
And you just thought for a moment that ball from Krustic, all the pace got taken out of it. And Goodwin, as you rightly say, Maka, had to check his run and cushion the ball, but what a sweet hit.
Yeah. It's one player that when they're in that kind of area, striking the ball across a keeper on the left foot, we've seen all the different possibilities tonight. We've seen in-swinging corners, we've seen out-swinging with the outside of the foot, we've seen strikes. Beautiful array of talent.
Here's Shaban for Lebanon. Nada Mata is going to have a goal, and it thunders back off the crossbar. And Lebanon were inches away from having their first ever goal against the Socceroos. Some encouragement for Miodrag Radulevic's team.
Matty Ryan didn't know too much about that one, did he? He just stood and watched. A cannon back off the crossbar. A little warning sign for the Socceroos that the job may not be done just yet.
Well, that's twice they've hit the frame of the goal in this series of games against Australia. That's a yellow card for Ali Tanish. Clearly going through the back of his opponent.
Well, they had a bit of a case there for a foul, didn't they, Lebanese? And you see he just lashes out, just in frustration and anger, and that's a bad one. Raking the studs down the calf, and there's that strike.
Yeah, Matthew Ryan could only watch and hope there's some hit from Nada Mata. Aiden Krustic has remained down. That yellow card, by the way, for Ali Tanish is a costly one for the Cedars. It's his second of the group stage, so he will miss their game against Palestine on June the 6th, which is their next fixture.
Well, as it looks, it could be a costly one for Lustig as well. He looks to be in quite a bit of pain, as those studs were raked down the back of his calf and Achilles.
Josh Nisbet, part of the substitutes, hoping to get his debut along with Patrick Yazbek. Graham Arnold promised would get game time tonight, and looks as though that change might be about to be made. And fitting that if it does arrive, it's against Lebanon, which the country of his heritage. Patrick Yazbek, they did want him to play for the Cedars. Lebanon was contacted by Miodrag Radulovic, but he's opted for Australia. And this being a competitive game, of course, will lock him in for the Socceroos. But yeah, there is concern over Aiden Hrustic.
Here's another look at it. You see that? That's frustration, and that's a nasty challenge.
Studs raking down the Achilles of the Australian midfielder, and he's barely moved since. I've called for a stretcher here. Whether it's going to be necessary or not, I don't know, but Hrustic just says, I don't need that, but oh yeah, that's bad, isn't it? That's the worst angle, I think, of the lot that we've seen.
You just see the way that it was the rake, but the way his ankle rolled as well underneath it. And let's hope that's nothing too major, because he's just started to get back into some consistent football.
Worth more than a yellow, that?
Yeah, I think it's borderline, yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
It was a rash challenge out of frustration that was nowhere near the ball and was very cynical. And wouldn't have disagreed if it was shown a red, to be honest.
Well, Hrustic is helped away, and it's going to be a debut for Patrick Yazbek. Let's hope that's not too serious for Aiden Hrustic. This one door closes in football, of course, another one always opens. And here is the 21-year-old Patrick Yazbek, who becomes Australian cap number 641. Former Sydney FC player, of course. Graham Arnold with a consoling word and a hug for his stricken midfielder. We'll try and get word on what the diagnosis is for Aiden Hrustic. Meantime, Metcalf. Mitch Duke managed to keep his feet, did really well. Adamata getting the better of Suta. It's a little bit of a push by Metcalf. Yeah, referee spotted that on Bassel Girardi.
And he certainly made the most of it, didn't he, Girardi?
We're going to see two attacking changes made by Lebanon here as we watch a little shove again by Metcalf. Karim Darwich wearing 9 and Gabriel Bitar wearing 15 are going to be introduced next break in play. Here's the one they made at half-time, Daniel Kuri. It's going to be an Australian throw-in. There's the two changes for Lebanon. Karim Darwich and Gabriel Bitar, both of whom were used off the bench as well in Parramatta on Thursday. Short. All the way back for Mustafa Mata. Oh, Mata took a risk. Got away with one.
Well, it was close, wasn't it?
Heart failure if you're the Lebanese coach. Another Mata. Whose effort that thundered back off the bar has been Lebanon's best of the evening so far.
And I'm hearing he's the one that's been to be replaced. One of.
the way, just on Nader Mata, his junior career with Sporting Lisbon and Atletico Madrid, so obviously quite a talent. He's 31 years of age now. Here's those changes for the Cedars. Hassan Matuk, who's 36 these days, takes his leave, and we should pay tribute to him. He is one of the Lebanese greats, and we won't see him again in Australia. He's going to retire after the World Cup qualifiers, along with the great Roda Anta, probably the best ever produced by that country. He's had a terrific career. Diego Maradona once said he was impressed after watching him. That's high praise indeed. So congratulations to him on a terrific international career.
I can only echo those words. Top scorer, most caps. He's been going since 2006, so really splendid career, international career.
Well, one change has been made. They're still arguing over the second one. So Gabriel Bittart, he's going to have to wait a moment. Perhaps they got the wrong number on the board. All very confusing. Meantime, Lebanon wait to take their free kick. There's that change, and your mail was wrong.
My mail was wrong.
It's Ali Tanish who is replaced by the Ottawan-born Gabriel Bittart, plays for Vancouver FC in the Canadian Premier League. Here's the free kick. Kyrol's got it partly away. This is Nader Mata, charged down by Yengi. Darwich. Cross way too deep, and that'll drift behind harmlessly from an Australian point of view.
Well, I just think maybe on that substitution, Simon, they heard you mention that Natar had been one of their best, and they second-guessed themselves and made a late change.
Sure.
Yep. Your word has a lot of weight.
Australia fully in control of this contest, but Lebanon still posing the occasional threat. Yes, they don't want really to let the goal difference blow out either. That could be a factor in who finishes second in the group. Here's Nassar. Darwich. Walid Shaw. Touched by Sharafuddin for Daniel Curry. No direction on that from Irvine. Got away from Omar Shaban.
I think he was expecting Sutar to just come in the back and give him a nudge, and
he got spooked by Big Harry.
Harry had stepped
wasn't
back.
Anywhere near him. Irvine with the foul on Nader Mata. So we're ticking to the last half an hour in Canberra. If it stays this way, Australia will head to Bangladesh on the 6th of June with qualification already assured. And a home game against Palestine on the 11th of June, 5 days later in Perth. I'll go and cheer the green and gold on in that game. Search Socceroos for tickets online. And then it's on to the final stage, or at least the next stage. Probably should be the final stage of qualifying for Australia. With 8 qualifying spots this time around, of course, for the expanded World Cup in North America. Yazbek. He's apparently looked nice and bright in training, Paddy Yazbek. Earned his chance tonight.
Well, he's had big raps on him since he came through at Sydney FC. There's plenty of talk around him as being or having the potential to be this kind of player for the Socceroos to come in and reach this level and go even further. It's to stick out there tonight for the first time.
Still a part of the, or potentially part of the Ollie Roos squad as well, that could go to Paris for the Olympics later this year. Talking of which, they're playing the final of the West Asian Championships tomorrow morning against the Korean Republic. Best of luck to Tony Vidmar's team. Head of the AFC Under-23 Asian Cup. Now Conor Metcalf has turned into a bit of a blind alley there, and he's, I reckon, a little fortunate that he got away with that.
Yeah, the Lebanese a little frustrated with that one. They thought they did just enough with the pressure. Tend to agree with them, really. There's maybe a clip on the heel there, but I think Metcalf just made the most of it.
Cross field by Rolls, but straight at Daniel Curry. Metcalf will pick up the scraps. Exchanges passes with Yengi. Worked out wide by Duke. Jones. Yengi. It's a good sliding challenge by Sharafuddin. Quickly won back though by Australia. Irvine back to Rolls. Yazbek. Across the defensive line for Harry Sutar. Australia letting the ball do the work and moving Lebanon around. Metcalf on the right. There are 4 in the box. In comes the cross. Nobody's marking Cassini Yengi. And I don't think you've got a shout. He could have brought that ball down, and there are 1 or 2 shouts for handball.
I thought there was a hand in there as well.
Turned over by Yazbek. But Cassini Yengi had all the time in the world, and he didn't know it.
Yeah. Just thought he may have brought it down on the chest, but didn't get a call. Maybe he was stretching a little.
I guess as a striker, you don't expect to have that much time in the penalty area. Metcalf, Jones, Lebanon look to be visibly tiring, and headed over by Duke at the near post. Nice move.
Well, they've moved the ball around well in the last 90 seconds or so, the Socceroos. And here's another look at that. You see both Lebanese defenders getting drawn to Mitch Duke, and he didn't seem to realise, Yengi, that he had so much time and space. And this here looked like a handball on first viewing. I think he's lucky to get away with that one.
Gabriel Bitter, and then the cross from Jones. It's an awkward one to control for Mitch Duke. Slightly behind him, I guess.
I think you can safely say that this game as a contest is well and truly over, but now it's about, for both teams, and for the Socceroos, it's about, people keep asking for, they want this dominance, they want them to put teams to the sword. Well, as a team and as individuals, it's an opportunity now to do that, and they're moving the ball around well. And I'm sure they would have discussed going through this group stage, and Matty Ryan in particular, the clean sheet scenario. They don't want to concede any. And you mentioned it earlier, Simon, for Lebanon, that goal difference might mean a lot going forward.
Clumsy foul by Darwich, and a yellow card shown to Khalil Khamis for something said. He's getting a little niggly out there. Now, double change for Australia. Cassini Yengi's going to take his leave. Conor Metcalf as well. We're going to see John Iredale for just his second cap, and another international debut, this time for the Central Coast Mariners, Josh Nisbet, who becomes Socceroo number 642. It has been quite the meteoric rise for the diminutive Mariners midfielder. Macca, take it away. I know he's a big favourite of yours.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of him. There's been plenty spoken about his stature, but he's an exceptional footballer, and for mine has been one of the best Australians in the A-League for the past 12 months. So really good to see him get his just rewards, and Graham Arnold reward him.
It's slightly overhit by Irvine. And a word on Connor Metcalfe and particularly Kusini Yengi, who got his first international goal tonight.
Look, I think they were both bright. I think they worked hard, got into some good positions. Kusini Yengi obviously getting that goal early on. A little bit of luck, but he was in the right place and reacted well. Connor Metcalfe was probably the Australian player with the most attempts on goal. He got into some good positions, probably lacked a little bit of composure at times when he got there.
Confirmation of that yellow card handed to Khalil Kamis. Should be mentioned, of course, that Lebanon are missing several first-team performers. Now Australia could be in behind here. It's the first international goal for John Iredale. It might be his first touch since coming off the bench. What a moment for the young striker. He dissolves into tears. That's what this means, as his teammates crowd in to congratulate him. Australia 4 clear, and John Iredale has arrived on the international scene.
Well, how ironic as well, the man down the left-hand side who was approached by Lebanon to go and play for them with his heritage, chose the Socceroos, and on debut puts it on a plate for John Iredale, who tucks it away. Look at that industrious play there, and he just gets a little look there, you see, and we talked about Craig Goodwin's early delivery in the first half. Well, that was another exquisite delivery from Patrick Jesbeck.
Well, two former Sydney FC juniors combining, Jesbeck and Iredale. And John Iredale, who only made his debut in the first game against Lebanon off the bench on Thursday night, already has an international goal. That's a nice turn, meantime, by Nada Mata. It's been one of Lebanon's best tonight. That's the return off Girardi. Bounces away for a throw off Sutar. Now wearing the captain's armband since the departure of Hassan Martouk. They've turned the ball over at the field, Lebanon. Iredale not quite able to link up with Duke.
Well, there's been plenty of talk around the Socceroos in that final third, and are the strikers scoring and getting in positions? Well, Yengi and Iredale both getting their maiden goals for the Socceroos tonight. The delivery as well. The striker can only score goals if the delivery is great, and tonight it's been exceptional.
Well, we mentioned that for Graham Arnold's team, it was the Bahrain friendly the last time that one of his recognised strikers got on the score sheet. That was Mitch Duke that particular day. And the goals mainly have come from midfield and even defence. In the case of the game on Thursday, Kai Rolls, of course, chipping in from one, and Keanu Bacchus the other. But you want your strikers to be scoring.
You do.
And two of them have done tonight. I'm sure Craig Goodwin will forgive me if I don't put him in that category. He's a winger.
I was trying to decide whether I mention him as an attacking player as well.
Well, he is, let's be honest, but not a central striker. Here's Josh Nisbet. What can he contribute? Probably, we're yet to get this confirmed, Macca, but probably the shortest player to ever represent Australia. He's on the pitch with the tallest, along with Harry Sutar.
Well, ever since he was called up, there's been plenty of people baying for a photo and asking for a photo of them together. They haven't obliged, have they, the Socceroos? They've kept it quiet. Maybe we need to see a Nisbet ball for a Sutar finish, and they can celebrate together.
Maybe they were waiting for him to make his debut.
Yeah.
Which has arrived tonight. He's done well in the A-League this season, Josh Nisbet. Could be in again here. Australia, good turn by Iredale. Ball got caught up between his feet. And he's desperately trying not to foul his opponent, and in the end couldn't help it.
Well, they've all got their legs tangled up, didn't they? You say he was trying to stay out of the way, just trying to reach for the ball. Both legs there tangled. In the end, the ref says enough's enough.
Plays his club football in Germany for Wien Wiesbaden. Graham Arnold actually gave him his Sydney FC debut against Darwin Rovers in what was then called the FFA Cup a few years ago, before he headed off overseas. He's got that international goal, and they'll never be able to take that away from him. Is there a consolation for Lebanon, perhaps? Cross was partly blocked and swept away by Burgess. And the reset through Nassar. Nassar looked a little tired. Darwich unable to retrieve.
Well, they've done a lot of work without the ball again, haven't they, Lebanon? And it takes its toll. 65% possession for the Socceroos, as expected.
Irvine averting danger for the moment. Worked out wide for Kuri. Plays for Atlanta in the Mexican second division. Daniel Kuri. Carmes for Walid Shaw. Touched around the corner by Omar Shaban, but nobody was there for Lebanon. Same story for Josh Nisbet as he looked to get the Socceroos moving the other way. Kuri again. Moves it for Bitter. Shaw. Kuri's done well to keep it alive. He's got past Gethin Jones. High hanging ball which Darwich is trying to reel in. Timed up by Rolls. And a throw in for Australia.
Well, he looks an intelligent player, Kuri, doesn't he? Down this left-hand side for Lebanon. He caused a few headaches for the Socceroos last time around, and again, he's showing some flashes of great technical ability.
And Graham Arnold will be pleased that his team has not just won the game, which they are going to, but they've actually converted their dominance into goals. It's still like a clean sheet, of course. Bassel Girardi turning into a whole load of Socceroos traffic. Wide for Nassar. Swept away by Irvine. Omar Shaban can't win it ahead of Harry Suter. Not many can. Last quarter of an hour in Canberra. Darwich, it's not a bad ball, and Omar Shaban gets an effort on target at least. He's had to feed on scraps tonight.
Well, there hasn't been too much service coming to the box without the Aussies getting there first. They have to do something special to beat Matty Ryan from there. And we saw Lebanon last time around in the last 30 minutes really press the Socceroos, put them under pressure. And I think the scoreline now just takes a little bit away of that enthusiasm. 2-0, you still think if you can snatch one, maybe something can be pulled out of the fire, but at 4-0, all hope is well and truly gone.
Yet just occasionally, they do pierce the Australian defence. Get a shot in on goal, which Shaban did some moments ago. Shaban, by the way, a former teammate of Dean Bazanis. Sutton United got promoted to the Football League with them before moving on to AFC Wimbledon. Bazanis, former Western Sydney Wanderers goalkeeper, now with Reading.
Such a small world, the football world, isn't it?
Jones. Nisbet. Irvine. Gap wasn't really there to find Yazbek. Here's Darwich. Driven back by good press by the Australians. Curry's touch. Now a bit of space for Bitar. Wide right is Darwich. This looks promising for the Cedars. Darwich and Bitar got it all wrong. But again, just those little moments.
I guess Graham Arnold would be a little concerned about those moments. As you see it unfold here, he just snatches across the ball.
Well, we just had the crowd number announced officially here at GIO Stadium. It is 25,023. That is a new record, not just for the Socceroos at this venue, but for the Code of Association football itself. A record that has stood since the Sydney Olympics back in 2000, 24,800. So a big congratulations to all the fans who've bought tickets and turned up tonight. And for Football Australia as well, who had to sell those tickets at pretty short notice.
Yeah, it's just a 3-week turnaround, wasn't it?
Yep.
So it shows the appetite's there.
A record-breaking night for the Socceroos. Omar Shaban is going to be replaced, it would appear, by Hassan Srour. I think he's particularly keen to go off, Omar Shaban, but it is his number that's been called. So Hassan Srour, who is from the Ahed club in Lebanon, club that is going to play in the zonal final of the AFC Cup next month against Al Nada of Oman, and then potentially against the Central Coast Mariners in the final. Mariners still with one step to go before they earn their place in that final, of course, against a club from the Kyrgyz Republic, Abdish Atakant. You have to be very careful how you say that club's name.
I'm going to leave it alone. I'll leave that to you, Simon. I'll just say that the Mariners have got a very busy schedule coming up.
And a long trip. Darwich. Carnis. Fleet of foot to get rid of Mitch Duke. Changes imminent off the Australian bench. Tony Deng is going to be summoned pretty shortly. May well be we're going to see Sammy Silvera as well. Meantime, Jones, lovely weighted ball in behind for Iredale as runners at the back post, and that touch presents it on a platter for Craig Goodwin, who has a double, and Australia have 5. And credit to Jones and Iredale for the creation of that goal, and Craig Goodwin really couldn't miss.
Well, it was nice play down this right-hand side. Iredale with a wonderful run in behind. You see here, you can see as Jones comes short, keeps himself just onside there, times his run to perfection, has his touch and a little look, and they get a little bit fortunate there as the stretch and the touch from Schwar takes it straight into the path of Craig Goodwin, who is just pops up at the back post and tucks it away. An easy goal. He will not score. He's had a wonderful game tonight. It's a 5th for the Australians.
Well, a little exclamation mark on the performance of Craig Goodwin. What an evening he has had. As Australia make 2 more changes, Mitch Duke takes his leave to be replaced by Sammy Silvera. And Gethin Jones is replaced by Thomas Deng, who comes on for just his 4th cap. He was part of the Asian Cup squad, Tommy Deng, but didn't play. I think he was unwell for part of that tournament. Had a few days in bed in Qatar, but on for a little cameo for a team that is 5-0 up. And of course, that's the scoreline the last time they were in Canberra. Beat Nepal by 5-0 in 2019. And also beat Malaysia 5-0 at this venue as well a few years prior to that. Very popular scoreline in the ACT, clearly.
Well, had they got more, they've probably got another 10 minutes to try and eclipse those matches. Silvera's come onto that right wing side. Nisbet's pushed up as a second striker.
Is it just damage limitation now for Lebanon? They'll keep trying to test the Australian defence. They've been overrun in this second half. 4 unanswered goals to add to Kusini Yengi's opener after 2 minutes. It's made it a very comfortable night for the Socceroos.
Well, it's a performance that the Australian public were asking for, and they've delivered, the Socceroos. The first half went pretty much the way of the last game, didn't it? But the opening minutes of the second half really changed the fortunes. A couple of quick goals really set the line in the sand for the Socceroos to go on with this game and get a couple more.
Karmis being hassled and harried by Iredale. It's good enough to get out of that. It's a good little run actually by the central defender. Down the line by Nassar. This is Darwich. Enough of a trick to get past Rolls. There's Nassar again. It's not a bad cross. Curry was waiting. Sultan was there. Cleared upfield by Nisbet. Walked wide to Curry. Showed too much of it to Silvera. Lebanon are going to make a change next break in play, and it's an interesting one from an Australian point of view as well. Jackson Curry standing by, 21-year-old who was born in the Balkan Hills and is a former Central Coast Mariners academy player. Currently playing in the United States in the USL League One for Tormenta FC. He's about to make his international debut. Here he comes. As he replaces Basel Girardi. He will become the 4th Australian-born player to represent Lebanon after Buddy Farah, Michael Redder and Yahya El Hindi.
Well, Radulovic tried to get 2 of them. He's got 1. We've managed to keep Yazbek.
$250,000 claim Lebanese ancestry or heritage in Australia, so it's always going to be that possibility, I guess. His first involvement wasn't bad, but Sutar nipping in.
I'm sure a great moment for him as well. Up against his home nation for his nation of descent.
Against Josh Nisbet, of course, who was probably one of his teammates during his time with the Mariners Academy. So represented Sydney United and Bonnie Rick White Eagles, Parramatta FC and the Marconi Stallions as a junior in New South Wales. This is Bitter. No goal for Big Harry tonight, although he should have had one in the first half.
Well, he should have. He still has about 6 or 7 minutes or so, but we'll be thinking about that header towards the end of the first half. Put on a plate for Craig Goodwin again.
If he doesn't score tonight, that's only 1 goal in 4 matches for Big Harry. He's slipping. His goal scoring ratio is going down.
Is it true if he gets another one, he goes past Mark Viduka?
He does.
Maybe,
yep.
Maybe he's got that on his mind.
Sure, it's also on his mind, and certainly Graham Arnold's, is that he's not getting a lot of game time for his club Leicester City. Hasn't been all season. Played only 98 minutes, and there's only so long really that can go on for.
Yeah. No, it's meant to look up before the game started when his contract actually finishes with Leicester.
Just break off because Silvera is offside. Continue, Macca.
Well, I didn't get around to it. I wanted to know when his contract finished at Leicester, if it's at the end of this season or if he's going to have to try to force a move out, because it can't continue where he's not playing week in, week out.
I'm sure the northern summer is the moment that decision will be made. Leicester going pretty well in the championship. They're in second spot. And of course, in a bit of strife with the old financial rules as well.
There's a lot of that going around.
They plan to sue the Premier League today, Leicester.
Really?
Yeah. That's the rumour.
On what grounds?
But they don't agree.
Well, the important thing for him is he needs to be playing football, whether that's at Leicester. And the problem is that because they are doing so well, it's hard to break into a team that's at the top of the table and continue to do well.
He's got some good players ahead of him as well. Finds Westergaard and Connor Cody all ahead of him in the pecking order at the moment. He's very much a first choice for his country. Deep into the last minute of the 90. Australia just coasting towards the finish line. Maybe a cherry on top to come. There's Goodwin on a hat-trick, of course. It's going to be a goal kick. Australia wanted a corner. Man of the match for you, Macca?
Yeah, it has to be, doesn't it? The game has petered off a little bit towards the end of the match, but he's had a hand in most things that have gone well for the Socceroos. Right from the very second minute, that ball to Cassini Yangi really just set the tone, didn't it?
2 goals, 1.5 assists, I guess you call it. He got the ball rolling along with Cassini Yangi after just 2 minutes as we move into stoppage time. Much more satisfactory second half for Graham Arnold than the one on Thursday in Parramatta.
We'll be very happy with the second half display in particular. As we said, first half they controlled the game but didn't really kill off Lebanon as they did last match out, but this one, the opening stanza of the second half really changed the complexion of the match. They got their goals and made it comfortable, and then they've been able to just move the Lebanese around and work some nice goals.
And Mustafa Matar has gone down. And we'll need a minute. Not the first time he's dropped to the turf tonight. I think he went down from memory a couple of times in Parramatta as well, which is why he's getting precious little sympathy from the crowd here in Canberra. Maybe just giving his teammates a breather for a minute or two. Graham Arnold looks nice and relaxed. Miodrag Radulovic will have the likes of Hussein Zain and Qasim Al Zain, the Melki brothers, Roberts and Felix, Hilal Al Helway and Sunni Saad, all back, he hopes, for those crucial games against Palestine and Bangladesh in June. But really, they've been outclassed tonight.
Well, they have. And I think this display tonight is what Graham Arnold would have wanted to see after the performance in the first match. And it's been a very accomplished display tonight from the Socceroos. They've controlled the game from start to finish, and tonight, crucially, strikers have scored goals and they've killed the game off.
Might be another one here for Silvera. There's a foot race on, and Matar, from being down on the turf, is suddenly full of life again. It's been a performance that the crowd here in Canberra certainly enjoyed, knowledgeable about their football, of course, and a region that's produced many great players down the years. Tommy Rogic, Andy Bernal, Ned Zelic, Carl Valeri, Nikolai Topor-Stanley.
Well, I learned something new every day. I didn't know Nikolai Topor-Stanley was from Canberra.
Grace Gill, of course.
Yeah.
Had to get that in. She's looking at us through the window. Tommy Deng's throw. John Ardell with a little flicked header. Some good impact off the bench, a goal and an assist. That pass back is a little short, but Mustafa Matar is collected in quite rudimentary fashion by Sammy Silvera. And he's going to pick up a yellow card for that. Just Australia's second of the evening.
I have no arguments with that. It's clearly late. He was never going to get the ball. I think he thought the same.
Follows Mitch Duke, the player he replaced, into the notebook. All eyes now on Mahmoud Bonyadafat, the Iranian referee, as to how much more time to be added on. Silvera is held up. Hassan Srour. We go into the 6th minute of added time. Another Matar, who playing pretty close for Lebanon with that lovely strike that hit the bar. Darwich. Dispossessed by Tommy Deng. And the referee says that will do. A super performance by Craig Goodwin in particular. The complete performance, though, as a team by Australia. Kusini Yengi got them on their way after 2 minutes. And then an own goal by Basil Girardi before Goodwin got the first of his two. John Iredale on the score sheet as well. A couple of debutants introduced by Graham Arnold. A good night all round for the green and gold, and qualification for the final round banked for the Socceroos in front of this record crowd here tonight in Canberra. It's another win by 5-0. They're third in 4 internationals at this particular venue. Lebanon competitive last Thursday in Parramatta, but in the second half in particular, outclassed here in Canberra. Full-time scoreline, Lebanon 0, Australia 5.
Well, what a fantastic night here at GIO Stadium in front of over 25,000 fans. Luke Wilkshire, Alex Brosk, another 5-zip scoreline, another clean sheet from the Socceroos, a host of debutants on the pitch tonight. Those substitutions well and truly made the difference. And for me, I just couldn't take my eyes off Craig Goodwin, to be quite honest with you.
Nah, fantastic. Great second half. We got the goals that we wanted. An improved performance, you have to say. But again, we come to Canberra 5-0. Another clean sheet, which Arnie will be delighted with. But yes, that man, Craig Goodwin, he stole the night. He come in, he made all the difference. And yeah, for me, clear man of the match.
He was great. I think, again, we highlighted his delivery and the quality that he has, but obviously going forward, it's the goals as well that he contributed with tonight, which stand him out. You know, that volley on the edge of the box, you know, the ball from Hrustic over the top, it slowed the play down, like the commentators both said, Simon and Danny there, but he took it in his stride, saw that, he knows he's got that quality left foot to have that crack from out there, and he got us another goal, and then the tap in at the end. But just his all-round play was fantastic tonight, and we definitely missed him the other night.
Graham Arnold, smiles all round. He's going to be much happier with that performance, right?
Yeah, for sure. Look, and especially with the goals, and the goals coming from multiple sources. The difference the substitutes made, the debutants getting that taste of international football. So all in all, a fantastic night here in Canberra.
Well, let's get some reaction right now, because Scotty McKinnon's with John Idale.
Well, John, how's that feel? Big win. You guys are through to the next round. Huge crowd, and to bang in that goal, the look on your face was priceless. What did it mean to you?
It meant the world to me personally and to the boys. We set out to score more goals today, and we did that. So it's a great achievement from everybody tonight.
And linking up with your old Sydney FC junior teammate in Patrick Yazbek, that must have been pretty special. Can you believe you're here now on this big stage, you two together?
Yeah, it's really special, you know, especially when we come from the same youth team there. And I saw him through down the wing, and I knew I had to get in the box. He's going to put in a good ball, and it's just special that we could both share a goal and assist on our first and second games together.
And talk to me about playing with someone like Craig Goodwin. I mean, he was supremely special tonight. You chipped in and helped him get another one as well. What does he do for someone like you coming through the ranks here at the Socceroos?
Yeah, having someone like him in the squad just boosts the quality. You know, he's got an unbelievable left foot, and he showed that tonight. And I was happy that I could get the ball in across for him as well.
Well done, mate. Go and enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
A fantastic performance from John Iredale, a goal and an assist this evening, but overall, what a performance from the Socceroos, 5-0 against Lebanon, and yes, they have booked their spot in the final round of qualification to the 2026 World Cup, because that, of course, is the goal. We're off to a short break. Do not go anywhere. On the other side, we'll catch up with Craig Goodwin. The Socceroos get it done against Lebanon here in a packed house at GIO Stadium. A memorable night here in Canberra, 5-0 the Socceroos v Lebanon. The two South Australian boys there celebrating in style, but one of the star players tonight was the returning Craig Goodwin. I don't think, was he sick last week? I'm not too sure. There was no hangover of illness, but what a statement win it was here this evening for the Socceroos as they continue to march their way to qualify for the World Cup in 2026. Host of stars across the park, and what a performance it was. And we are joined by one of the stars right now, Craig Goodwin. A big congratulations on that result. 2 goals and an assist. And you were sick last week. So how was that, and how are you feeling?
I'm all right. Maybe I have to be sick more often.
I think so.
It turned out well. I had a good rest.
Well, they missed you because that was an incredible performance. How did it feel out there?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, you know, I was sick, so I'd only had a couple of training sessions before the game, but, you know, I spoke with the boss and felt good, and he chucked me in. So I think, you know, there was still a little bit of let's say, sloppiness within the performance, but to be honest, I think the thing that was there was more cutting edge in the final third, so that was really positive.
And how good is it being back home? Obviously, it's been a long time away. You've moved over to Saudi, and you had that little bit extra time probably at home with that illness. How good is it, and how did the boys feel about being home for this length of time in these 2 games?
Honestly, it's the best. You know, when we get the chance to come to even different cities in Australia, and they pack out this stadium, it's such a boost for us. You know, we feed off the atmosphere, and you can see, you know, when we play the away games and it's a hostile atmosphere, the games are a little bit harder, but when we have that with us, you know, it shows in the performances.
And you mentioned having that cutting edge tonight. It was following a similar pattern to the other night. 1-0 at half-time, a lot of possession, but not much in that final third. What changed? Was there a message from Arnie in staying patient or looking for certain areas? What changed in that second half?
Yeah, I think the thing we mostly spoke about second half is probably within the last 10 minutes of the first half, we started to keep the ball really well in and around the middle, playing it, drawing them in closer, bouncing the ball in and out, and then obviously having space in the wider areas. So it was just about obviously doing that, drawing them in, trying to get it wider and really picking and choosing the moment of when to change the tempo and go forward. So I think we did do that better in the second half. And, you know, again, it's really good for us as a performance, but for the other boys that have made their debuts, some first goals, it gives a lot of confidence going forward.
It started well, and it started early, the 2nd minute mark of the game, and you and Cassini Yengi combining. But I want to ask about the celebration. Who's stealing whose celebration here when this went down? This was a beautiful moment to watch as well, a teammate of yours in the A-Leagues. I like this.
Yeah, me too. No, I set up Cass for his first goal in the A-League. I've set him up for his first Socceroos goal, and he said, let's do your celebration. So it is mine. He stole it from me, but it's nice to share that moment with him.
So he owes it to you, all the accolades to you tonight, huh?
Just the assists.
I like that. I was like, so he owes you big time. What is life like outside of the Socceroos? You're overplaying in the Saudi Pro League. Give us some insight into that. You had to move your family over there as well, which must mean coming home, and I saw your dad upstairs. He'd driven from Adelaide to be here because you're living abroad now.
Yeah, obviously it comes with its challenges. You know, it's an opportunity I found difficult to pass up. You know, there was parts of me that didn't want to leave Adelaide, but at the same time to have the opportunity to play against some of the players that I'm playing against, to test myself against, you know, some of the best in the world.
Can you drop some names for us, if possible? Just some of the best that are playing in the Saudi Pro League.
Ronaldo, Kante, Neymar, Brozovic.
I was going to say, you couldn't have left that off, surely.
You know,
as his page.
Look, the list goes on, and it's really testing myself, but I think, you know, it's giving me, you know, I think a different level and trying to bring that into the Socceroos now. I feel like I'm still in my prime. I feel like I have a lot to give, and I feel like, you know, that move is helping me progress and be, you know, more of a leader for this team as well. And that's what I want to do. That's always want to do with my club team, national level, and, you know, hopefully I can do that going forward.
How are you enjoying it over there? The lifestyle, at least your family are over there now. I know you had to wait to get them over there.
Yeah, look, nothing will ever beat Australia. It's the best country in the world. It is the greatest place to live, especially Adelaide. But it's nice. It's nice to experience different cultures and embrace that. And, you know, there are parts that have been challenging for me and my family, but for the most part, we're doing well.
So then coming here and getting to experience these games at home then, how special is it on a night like tonight where you win 5-0, you get to share that with the boys?
Yeah, fantastic. Like I said before, you know, especially the last, you know, 2, 3, 4 years, we haven't had that many games in Australia. So it's great to be able to come back home. It's great to be able to come to more cities like Canberra, Perth next in a couple of months, next window, and hopefully Adelaide soon as well.
And I bet your dad's looking forward to a big hug. He's like, I went to Sydney and then I had to drive back all the way to Canberra. Goody, always great to catch up with you. A big congratulations on your performance, on the result, and good luck back over in Saudi as well.
Thanks, guys. Well
Thanks so much for joining us. Let's take a look at the highlights now. 5 goals to get through, team. It was a great victory in the end against Lebanon because it was 2-0 in the opener on Thursday night, but well and truly, look at this from Craig Goodwin, and we know he's got that in his locker, but he was on fire tonight.
No, he was, and you talk about an illness, there was no sign of any sort of hangover of that because he was fantastic right from the off. We know the quality he's got in getting in wide areas, and that ball for Yengi was superb. Again, the delivery onto the head here, we get a little bit of luck, but again, it's the Goodwin-Suter duo again that creates this, and yeah, so we get that bit of luck.
I think with Goodwin, you know what you're going to get in terms of when the ball goes out wide, as a striker, as a winger, you know you just need to make that run. You need to find a little bit of space because you know this guy's got the quality to provide the service, and he's also got the finish as well. So he's got a few goals now for the Socceroos and some important ones as well. So this is another one that sort of just got us on our way. It opened the game up a little bit more, and his quality just really shining through.
And with that finish, you look at Metcalf's chance in the first half, that one of Goodwin showed of the confidence that he has. And then we see the substitutes coming on. Yazbek, who was lively for me, coming on in his debut. A great ball in for Idale.
Great ball, and the two combining there. It's a perfect cross, Luke. I mean, that is a difficult one when you're going at pace and the defenders are coming back ready to, you know, if the ball is an inch perfect, and it was. And then another one here, Idale makes the run, and a poor attempted clearance there from the Lebanon defender, and another tap in for Goodwin. But overall, we got the goals to show for the dominance that we had tonight, and that will please Arnie the most, you know, and all the boys. I think, you know, they see the comments, they see the things that get said when we're not scoring, when we're having all these chances, all this possession, and not turning it into goals. So tonight will be a perfect win, I think.
We talk about clinical, 6 shots on target, 5 goals. I think that's pretty much as clinical as we could get.
Absolutely. You take a look at the shots on goal as well. 16 in total. We always knew that the Socceroos were going to dominate possession and have the lion's share of the ball and what they were going to do with it. But there are so many positives to take away. And what I think is so exciting is when you start to see a bit of generation next. I'm not saying that all of these boys out there are ageing, but we are working towards the next cycle, which is the World Cup in 2026. 48 teams will progress to the World Cup. There's an additional 4 teams that go through Asia. It goes from 4 to 8. So there is a bigger opportunity for the Socceroos to get there. But these bright sparks that we saw come off the bench, it's a really exciting prospect.
Look, it is, and Arnie's very good at doing that. He's good at building that depth and that pool of talent coming through. He did it for the last World Cup. We had a lot of options, and I think we performed fantastically at the last World Cup. So I think he's trying to do the same thing. And now that we're qualified, we've got 2 games to go in this group where he can test a few more players, bring a couple new faces in as well, and reward the players that are overseas or even locally that are performing well. So we saw a couple guys come on tonight, and hopefully they start to get a bit more game time.
Yeah, and I've got to say, look, I think we've still got question marks over that front pairing and what it's going to look like up top. Idale got the goal. Yes, Yengi got a goal. The performance is okay, still coming at that international level, but one for me, Yazbek, I thought coming off the bench, looked very lively, very bright, and he's one that really looking forward to for the future.
He didn't look out of place at all. Well, let's hear from the head honcho. Now here's Graham Arnold.
Well, Arnie, what a great second half that was. What pleases you most about that performance in the end? 5-0 and through to the next round.
Yeah, I was very happy and proud of the young ones. You know, they took the ownership when they went on the park, and you know, the future is bright.
Yazbek and Idale combining there, that was beautiful. And the reaction on Idale's face, you could see how much it means for him to be in this environment with all the big boys.
Yeah, look, and you know, just getting a session to be able to train the boys. And you know, I think the first game we didn't penetrate enough. We had time on the ball, and there was too much standing still, and we got a chance to work on that on Sunday when we got here, and we identified that and really pushed it hard. And the boys took you know, the information, and they did well tonight.
I saw you in the first half getting a little bit frustrated at times. Did you have to give them a rev up at half time? Because they certainly came out and went kaboom.
Yeah, because we just showed them some clips, you know, that we should have been up 3 or 4-0 and game's over, you know, and we're letting the opposition stay in the game. So, you know, this is the whole thing I've been saying to the boys for quite a while now is, you know, we need to raise our standards. You know, we do great against top opposition, but we don't win. And I'm over it. I want to win.
Fair enough, I could see that. And hey, you got the 5-0 result tonight, clean sheet as well, which is great. Talk about standards. What about Craig Goodwin's standards? Because he's an exceptional talent, isn't he? And at the moment for the Socceroos, his level is right up there.
Yeah, but also his leadership. And, you know, that's why I put Yengi on his side, because he knew Cass from Adelaide, and, you know, and he was a leader for him. And the Goodie's just got such a great calmness in front of goal, and such good delivery, and you know, he's very important to us.
Thanks, Arnie. Well done.
Thanks, Scotty.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I like that from Graham Arnold. I'm over it. I'm over it, right? Because we've seen that historically from the Socceroos, that the easier, or when it comes to the quality out there on the pitch, the Socceroos can struggle to break down the pack defence, and then a team like the Korea Republic at the Asian Cup, for example, who want to play, the Socceroos go out to play and they find it a little easier as well. So tonight was really exactly what he wanted. Question to the both of you, what was the biggest change from the first half to the second half, right? I know that we saw a difference in the players because we got what he wanted, I would believe, in that second half more than the first.
Yeah, well, I think, we saw it in the first half too. You could see where they wanted penetration. You could see the amount of forward runs coming from the wide players, coming from Duke, from Yangi up top. So we did see that, and I think we saw more so in the second half. And Lebanon just that little bit higher line, I think we were able to punch that a little bit more.
I think as well, for all the talk and lead up, you can have in the games and in the days leading up to the game on what you want out there. Sometimes you need, like what was said before, showing the players clips at halftime of where the space is and what needs to be done. When the players see that, I think they get a better understanding, and that's what we saw. They were getting the ball in better areas, players in those 10 positions being able to turn, face forward, play the ball out wide for some early delivery or the forward run. So I think that's where, in just showing the players at halftime, that for me made all the difference.
Let's get some more reaction now and hear from the first goal scorer on the score sheet tonight, Kuseni Yangi.
Look at you, mate. Absolutely mobbed by the fans here. How special is this, and contributing with a goal early on as well? Great night all round, hey?
Yeah, it's amazing to see so many people come out and support us here out in Canberra, and to score my first goal is amazing.
And for you, linking up too with Craig Goodwin, talk us through the goal, because it pinged off the post pretty quickly, your reaction time, and then the celebration, because that was really cool.
Yeah, me and Goody have got a great connection. We played together in Adelaide. He assisted my first professional goal at Adelaide, and now he's assisted my first goal for the Socceroos. So yeah, it's an amazing moment for me, and to have that moment with Goody as well is even more special.
Whose idea was it to do the big Goody pose together? Because that was one of the highlights of the night.
Yeah, it was my idea. I've done it with him before back in Adelaide, and considering he gave me the assist for the goal, I thought it'd be a nice moment.
Can you just talk us through his performance as well tonight? I mean, he's a special Socceroo, isn't he?
Yeah, Craig's an amazing player. He's a special player. He's got an amazing left foot, and you've seen that today. His first goal was, he makes it look so easy, brings the ball down and just puts it in the bottom corner with ease. So yeah, he's an amazing player, and we're lucky to have him in our team, and I love playing with him.
How much are you enjoying this, and how much do you want to be here for the long haul and fill in those massive boots, the hole that's been left without Timmy Cahill here anymore? Is that going to be your role moving forward, hopefully?
Yeah, for sure. I think I've got a lot to improve on and a lot to work on, but that position is up for grabs, and I'm hoping to fill that position.
Well done, mate. I'll let you get back to signing some autographs.
Thank you.
Cheers, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, he did incredibly well. The 2-minute mark, he scored that goal. Big shoes to fill, though, team. And talk about really putting yourself in the spotlight when it comes to putting pressure on yourself. He's a young guy, 25 years old, and he said, yeah, sure, this is a role I want. I guess you've got to put your hand up in life, though, right? Because this is what the Socceroos have been looking for, that out-and-out, consistent goal scorer, especially when it comes to top opposition, because they are gearing up for a World Cup.
Yeah, for sure. Look, as a striker or any kind of player at this level, you need to have belief and you need to have that confidence in yourself. And I think he spoke about it there. He's got plenty to improve on, that's for sure. He's still got a lot to prove. But you've got to have those ambitions and those goals in life. Let other people talk about them, and you go out and do them.
Look, I think as well, there's obviously been those comparisons there. We're looking for someone to fill Tim Cahill's boots in terms of goal scoring. But I think we should be looking more at the likes of a Josh Kennedy, Mark Viduka, these guys who had big presences up front. Yangi's a massive boy. He's very quick.
I'm pretty sure he would fill any shoes.
Well, I think that's the type of role that we're probably lacking. That big physical guy who can hold the ball up, bring players in against compact defences. They can do something different, flick on for, a Duke running in behind or whoever that is alongside him. So I think that's the sort of game he needs to sort of model himself on, and someone, who can be powerful and use the strength that he has, use the speed that he has, and improve on those other things.
Do you think that's what he needs to do, though, is to really understand what physical traits he does and use them better?
I think he doesn't realise how big and powerful he is, and I think he can use that a lot better. I think he can manhandle defences out there, and he can take two players at any given time and really be a handful for anybody, which then provides a bit of space for that other striker that's alongside him. So, look, he's a big boy. He does have a lot to work on, but I like the confidence in him to want to fill Timmy's boots in terms of the goal scoring. He's young enough to be able to do it. A lot to work on, but exciting.
There's time to go. There's time to go. We can watch it happen in front of our very eyes. Let's take a look at the standings now. When we look at this round of qualifiers, with that win, The Socceroos have qualified to the final round across Asia to make the 2026 World Cup. Bangladesh and Palestine are in action right now. The score as it stands is 0-0, but Socceroos sitting top of the pops, a bucket load of goals and no goals conceded, which is what Graham Arnold will enjoy seeing, the big fat 0 there as well. Great from a defensive perspective. All right, we're off to a short break. We're going to wrap it all up on the other side here, live from GIO Stadium. The final score tonight was 5-0 against Lebanon, and don't forget the Matildas, they are back in action against Mexico next month.
Now for Torpy, and this time it's Caitlin Torpy's goal. Gorry, well that's a lovely little touch, and that's goal number 6. Driven back in, and there it is, her 4th. Rasso winds up, and Rasso scores. There it is for Saya, and she's got it this time. At last, she says.
Welcome back to the rip-roaring night that was here at GIO Stadium in Canberra. What about this? Some action. 5-0 against Lebanon. John Ardale, well, he made his Socceroos debut just 5 nights ago. And yeah, he scored his first goal, and it was with the help of Patrick Yazbek, Sydney FC juniors combining, which would make these two fellas alongside me pretty happy, considering they both represented Sydney FC as well. I don't know, I thought you'd be smiling there. I thought you just gave me a greasy, like, why would that make me happy? Am I happy? Don't tell me how I feel. A big moment of concern, team, was Aiden Pristich came off and an ankle knock. He came off immediately. They called for the stretcher. And I guess contextually this is such a big concern, not just because we're seeing him back on the pitch for such a long time. It was his first start since September 2022, but he has been through a hellish 18 months to get back on the park, starting for the Socceroos. We're hoping he's okay. We don't have an update, but Lukey, it's awful to see. It
is, and it didn't look good. Look, he's caught him as his foot's been planted on the ground. We saw how much pain he was in. We see him limping off. We saw him limp off under the tunnel. He's been through a tough time. He had his ankle injuries. He overcome it. He had problems at Hellas Verona. Finally got out of there and went to Heracles in the Netherlands now and started playing in good form, got his call back up into the Socceroos, and then to see that happen is devastating for him and for the Socceroos.
We know that he had quite a bad injury a little while ago and he's come back from that. Do we know if it was the same ankle or not?
I'm not sure. I've got to be honest, I'm not too sure. I know it was an ankle
injury.
On the
spot.
No, but look, any which way, any kind of injury, and it didn't look good.
Yes.
The fact that he couldn't put weight on it, the fact that they took him down the tunnel without him seeing the rest of the game out, says to me it's something serious, but hopefully it's not too serious.
You could see the disappointment in his face, like it was something serious, and I think behind it is everything that you just mentioned, the road that he's been on to get to where he is at the moment, back into the national team, playing regularly at club football, and it was a nasty tackle.
Yes.
It really was. It's one of those tackles that, we're trying to get out of the game, and he's lucky to have stayed on the pitch because, he lost the ball, he lunges in, catches him, and you can see how the ankle rolls. It's disappointing.
Yeah, well, our thoughts are with him, and we hope it is a fast recovery and not a bad injury. Well, let's get some more reaction now because Scotty McKinnon's with Patrick Yazbek.
Well, how does it feel to make your Socceroos debut against a team that really wanted you to be playing for them as well? It must be an incredible feeling for you right now.
Yeah, like obviously, it's been for me, I feel like a bit of a longer wait, which is obviously, the circumstances of trying to break into the Socceroos, and I think having been in the group now for, the Asian Cup and the England camp before that, I just felt, as natural as possible, honestly. And, I'm lucky enough to have my family and friends in the crowd today, and honestly, I just can't wish for a better debut.
Have you spoken to your family and friends in there yet? Have they had a word?
Nah, I haven't spoken to them yet. I'll go after and, do the hugs and kisses to everyone. But yeah, they're buzzing just as much as I am.
What were they thinking about the whole decision for you to obviously back Australia? There was a bit of press around in the week.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was born and raised in Australia, obviously, and I do have that, Lebanese heritage from my dad in particular, who was born there. My mum with Lebanese parents, but born in Australia. But for me, I've always wanted to be a Socceroo. I've got all these photos in my room ever since I've been young, and it's just a dream come true, to be honest.
And for you to contribute as well, I mean, Idale, you guys played for Sydney FC's juniors together, right? So
Not together, but obviously same kind of setup as Sydney. But like I said, I've been in here for a while, building connections, and I'm happy to contribute. But for me, obviously the main goal is to keep contributing, Obviously, that's performing at clubland, but, you know, I just want to be involved here as much as I can.
When you saw that goal go in the back of the net, though, what was that feeling like inside for you, knowing that you've given the assist?
Yeah, it was one of a kind, you know, something that I definitely will remember forever. Probably watch it back a couple of times. But yeah, no, it was, I can't describe it. It was too good.
Watch it back with your family and friends, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. My dad will watch it, you know, all week.
Epic. Good work, mate.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
Mate. Thanks, guys.
Well done, Pat.
Socceroo number 641, Patrick Yazbek, and you were playing with Sydney FC as he was coming through, Alex Bross. Did you get on the pitch with him at all? I know you've done some photo shoots with him that the current media manager at Sydney FC has been pinging through to your phone whilst we've been in the ad breaks, and you've been showing some photos of a bit of a generation next of Sydney FC, right?
Yes, and John Iredale was there as well in that same photo. Two good young kids coming through.
Are you surprised? Did you know the quality that they had, seeing what they could do on the pitch now? Or are you too worried about your own career to worry about the youngsters?
I was worried about myself in that photo, to be honest. But look, any time a young kid comes through from the academy and he's training with the first team, and Luke was there at the time as well, you know that the kid has quality. Obviously, when we need numbers and someone has to step in and come in, you know that the boys got quality. You try and take them in and hope that they learn what they're seeing from the players around. And these two are special.
Yeah, it's great to see. We'll show you. We'll have to pop it up online, this photo that we're talking about. All right, let's get some more reaction now and hear from Josh Nisbet.
Well, they've been screaming out your name all night. Can you believe this moment? This moment right now? Look at the shirt you're wearing. You've been out there playing.
Yeah, look, I imagine as a kid, but it's obviously a big journey to get here, and I'm very proud to be here and very happy.
So, Arnie, I was sitting right near him and he called you over. And you thought you were about to go on, right? And then he goes, wait, 10 more minutes. Can you just talk me through the nerves at that stage? Because I could almost feel my heart just jumping out of my chest for you on the sideline there.
To be fair, I hope Ado's all right, his injury that come on. But I was more excited. I didn't really think about it. I told all the boys that when I come on, I'll be smiling. I'll make sure I enjoy it. And yeah, I think I did that.
And to be here and celebrating a big win too, to contribute in that and in front of a gigantic crowd too. I mean, I'm guessing you want to feel this more and more and more.
Yeah, look, I need to keep performing and making sure I'm at the top level. And yeah, as long as I keep performing, I want to be here as much as I can be. And yeah, hopefully I can.
Okay, and what does this experience do for you when you go back and play for the Central Coast Mariners in the A-League? I mean, you've picked up some skills and lessons from some of these amazing players in this Socceroos squad?
You know, I'd say everyone's very humble and it makes me even hungrier to get back here. And when I go back to Central Coast, I'll still be the same kid. I'll still have fun and I'll still enjoy my mates.
Well done. That shirt looks good on you, mate. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Thank you, guys. Cheers. Good on you, Daddy.
Yeah, great to see Josh Nisbet get his opportunity out there tonight. Of course, he's going to play Sydney FC on Saturday night. You're someone that's stoked that he's finally gotten his opportunity out there, aren't you, Luke?
Yeah, look, he's a fantastic young man. I think there's no one who's been watching the A-Leagues that doesn't begrudge him of this opportunity. I think he's earned it. He's been through a lot of challenges to get to where he has, and delighted to see him get his reward. Because, like I said, I do believe he's earned that, being one of the best, if not the best midfielder in the A-Leagues this year. So that's a taste for him, and he spoke about it there. He'll want to come back. He's going to have to perform and make sure he gets more of these opportunities. Like I say, when you come in these sort of things, you get that little taste in that sense, and we look forward to seeing him progress.
Where do you think he's going? Do you think he's staying in the A-Leagues, or do you think he's off abroad?
Look, I don't know. Obviously, with his height, there's no doubt that that's going to hold him back from certain leagues in the world. Not to say that he doesn't have the quality, because I do believe he has the quality to go abroad. I would love to see somewhere like the J1, the J League.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I spit it out. But no, I think the J League would suit him. Where he ends up, we'll wait and see. But I would love to see him in a league like that.
Yeah, see how it does pan out for Josh Nisbet, but great to see him get his opportunity out on the park tonight. All right, we are off to a short break. 5-0 here tonight at Canberra for the Socceroos against Lebanon. We are off to a short break, and don't forget there's more A-League action heading your way, including this on Sunday.
And now a chance for victory to equalise. Ben Falami off the bench. His first touch is to bring the game level. Brings it under beautifully. What a finish by the Glory captain. It's a lovely ball for Valupale on his left foot. The save and Fornaroli. Dangerous pass to the top of the area. It's spilled for Kolakowski. It had to be him.
They were impressive tonight, the Socceroos, getting it done 5-0 against Lebanon. Craig Goodwin in fine form. He missed the match against Lebanon on Thursday due to a virus, but he well and truly recovered from that. 2 goals and an assist from the man that plies his trade over in the Saudi Pro Leagues, playing against the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, easy as you like. Celebrating there with Cassini Yengi, one of his former teammates, the 2 Adelaide boys, getting it done and starring this evening. And this is the football action that is hitting away across the weekend. We are gearing up for all of the action live across Network 10 and Paramount Plus. A big one as well on Saturday night, Sydney FC and the Central Coast Mariners, and victory in Perth on Sunday as well. The Matildas are back in action next month against Mexico. Of course, they're fine-tuning all of their preparations because they have qualified for the Olympics over in Paris. And I heard a quick update on Aiden Hrustic. It is his ankle. We don't know the severity of the injury. He did go straight up the tunnel. His left ankle, which is the same one, team, that he's been struggling with, and it has been injured before. So this is a moment again. Lucky there was no red card and the player it happened against was only yellow carded, but this is a huge concern for us to see Aiden Hrustic go down straight up the tunnel, and we're wishing him the best in his recovery. And as soon as we have an update, we'll take a look on the socials. We will let you know. Luke Wilkshire and Alex Brosk, a pleasure as always to spend the night with you here in Canberra.
It was.
Always.
Why does that feel sarcastic? Just say you had a good time. Just say you had a good night. Thank you so much for joining us at home, and a big congratulations to the Socceroos. They defeated Lebanon here at a full house at GIO Stadium 5-0, and they marched their way to the final round of qualifiers to book their spot at the 2026 World Cup. We'll see you across the weekend soon as more football heads your way across Network 10 and Paramount Plus.